Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T or just plain old TT. Y'all see the thumbnail? Adrien Broner contingency plans are already being made just in case. I don't know if it's Adrien doing them, but somebody's really trying to make some contingency plans for your bro. But anyway, we're going to get into that and much more. But y'all know the drill. First, let's turn to. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. If you guys can't hear me, let me know in the chat. Hopefully you can hear me. Y'all see the thumbnail, Adrien Broner. Contingency plans are already being made just in case. I'm not saying that Adrien doing this, but, folks around him are feeling like they need to make some contingency plans just in case. But I think that's kind of crazy, and we'll get into that. But y'all know what I do at the top of my hour. Water check. And we talk about the importance of drinking our water, staying hydrated for the 2, 3, and forward. Here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate that everybody shoot for at least 100 ounces of water per day. We know that some people are not big water drinkers. And hell, if you're an adult, you can drink at least 128 ounces, which is a gallon of water. Every adult can, no matter the size. So drink your water. Please drink your water. Stay hydrated. If you're not a big water drinker, at least twice during the day, you should drink your water. That's first thing in the morning. Before them toes hit the ground, have you 8 ounces of water sitting on the nightstand. Learn how to drink your water too, room temperature or cold. I prefer cold, and we advocate that get a little mini fridge. I promise you, the one worry that you have is not a worry. It does not break your pockets on your electric bill. In fact, you're not going to even be able to tell the difference. I got a waist high, like 36-inch high mini fridge. They got them as small as little cubes. If you got to have your refreshments ice cold. My family loves it because we don't have to trek downstairs to go to the fridge to get no water. And then you know how things can be once you get to the fridge. You start pulling out leftovers. You start saying, you know what, I could whip something up real quick. Especially if you can cook like me. I cook, so I can throw something together. But to avoid all that, I got the fridge in the room and the water ready. So first thing in the morning before those toes hit the ground, I drink me 8 ounces of water. If you think of your body as an engine and the water is the lube, the water gonna help everything move smoothly and efficiently. When you get sick, it's gonna help you in the long run. Because if you notice, every time you go to the hospital, what they love to do, hook you up to an IV bag of water, right? But if you drinking your water and all that, that's a step you can avoid. You don't have to worry about the IV on that one. But anyway, drink your water. You shouldn't be dehydrated. The second time during the day, if you're not a big water drinker, is at night when you get out the shower or the tub, throw on your pajamas. You're going to look at a program or two on TV before you drift off into a deep sleep. Or you're going to read a passage in a book or read a magazine article. Drink your water then, 8 ounces. That's all you need. Even the American Heart Association agrees that this is good for your heart to drink water at night before you go to bed. Again, it helps move things in a timely and efficient manner. There's a lot of work going on at night when you go into deep sleep. It don't seem like it because all you got to do is close your eyes and drift off into your deep sleep. We're not talking about cat naps. We're talking about actual deep sleep, the different realms of sleep. And guess what? You can burn the average person between 900 to 1,000 calories at night in a deep sleep. This is every night. This is better than any workout. Any workout. I know people that be like, man, I went to the gym and I was balls to wall. Man, I was just working out hardcore, whatever. And you know what you yielded? Probably approximately about 300 calories. So 900 to 1,000 calories is more, right? There's a lot of things going on. The reason why you burn that many calories. Your body is revamping, recharging, rebooting, recreating. That one right there, the recreating, that one is a lot of work. So this is why you burn a lot of calories per day at night in a deep sleep. This is why also you should have your deep sleeps. They are just as integral as getting sunlight and getting water and having salt in your diet. So, but we here advocate for the water. Please drink your water up because, it doesn't matter the season. You don't have to be hot and burning up to want to partake in water. You should drink your water winter, spring, summer, or fall. You should stay hydrated. Nobody in these days and time going forward should have any issues when it comes to dehydration. None of us should. We should be, having plenty of water. Your body is mostly water anyway. So we advocate that all the time. That's why you hear me repeat it. It does come in handy, like I said, to save your life. You'll be surprised. So please drink up your water. Now, moving on to a little light housekeeping. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe in my humblest voice ever. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you already subscribed, you're already locked in. You don't have to do it again. But do hit the like and share button every time you come in. When you come into my house, into my square circle, hit that like button and share. And look, leave a comment. I read them. I'm open-minded. And as long as what you're saying is logical and rational, I can roll with it. I'm a woman of a particular age. and I can change my mind. In my Wendy Williams voice. She always used to say that when you get a particular age, you have a right to change your mind. As like I said, as long as it's logical and rational. And if you have any question, I do mean any questions from anything that I've said in the past, present, or you know me so well, you know what I'm going to think, you know what I'm going to say, something that I may say in the future. Go ahead and hit me up. Hit me up in the comments in the replay or hit me up in the email. I talk to you guys and I enjoy talking to you guys back and forth. We be chopping it up through comments that you leave or emails that you send. And hell, I might even make a whole show out of something that you say. It might be that interesting to make a whole show out of it. So do, leave a comment or a statement or a question, and I'll get back to you in a timely manner. And that's at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. And y'all see that nice little Boxing Fans Talk TV with the $ over? That is my Cash App. Jump on that motherfucker. Jump on it. Jump on it. Cut a jig on it. Become one with it. Embrace it. Become one with it, like I said. And I like to thank you guys for any Cash Apps that you sent in the past and the present and possibly the future. All proceeds go back into the channel. It helps me buy the tools I need to bring this good content to you and everything. And I come on Monday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unless something happens, or unless I take a break. I promise to never give you fluff. If I ain't got nothing to talk about, we ain't got nothing to talk about. That's a day's rest, right? But if there's something to talk about, we'll talk about it. And I try to talk about everything, not just the hot ticket items. Because I know a lot of us, we all, what are the hot ticket items? You already know. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. Matter of fact, if you talk about Terrence Crawford, your channel is going to do well. So when people say that Terrence Crawford is the hottest boxer trending in the internet, that's what they mean. Not necessarily everybody's following him or he's following them or stuff like that. They're talking about when you Google this man and you create your show around this man, you get the most views. And I mean, it's true. It's a fact. So shout outs to Terrence for being that interesting. Like as Mayweather said a long time ago, y'all gonna pay to see him win or y'all gonna pay to see him lose. It's a lot of people that would love to see Terrence lose or to fall on his luck. But hey, that money that you paying to see that, it's the same color, the same money as you pay if you was a fan. So all of it's good, right? All of it's good. Shout out to the people who meant bad turned to good. What they meant for bad turned to good. You know that saying. But hey, let me welcome some folks in the building. Mark Nash, what up? What's popping, King? Welcome to the building. He said, I can hear you. Cool. Thank you for letting me know. Like I said, I'll be playing this video game, this boxing game. I would advise everybody to get it. It's not my product. I don't mind advocating for good shit. So I actually enjoy myself playing the game. I sit here and I'm telling you, 6 hours pass. And y'all got to understand when I be saying this, because I'm not a gamer. Most women don't have that kind of time in their life to want to sit there and play games for hours on end. That's just not our stilo. I don't know what the fuck that is. I mean, if you raise children and you have sons and daughters, you can see that shit. Girls just don't sit there all day. But sometimes they can make they make my statement untrue. Cause like I know with my daughter, never growing up did she log in that kind of time. My son, yeah, but my daughter, hell no. But I'm gonna tell you, after she left for college, maybe just being in the dorm room and being away, that honey can log in some hours playing games. But she don't play the Maddens and the Call of Duty. We don't play that shit. But she plays stuff like Fall Guy, Amongst Us, and I don't know, crazy games like that, and be screaming and having a good time. Now, when she was younger, she used to play the games, and I like to play them with her and her friends, like the singing games, the dancing games. These are the games, Mario Kart and all that stuff. And of course, my son played Call of Duty, Madden, and whatnot, and basketball, whatever. But now that girl plays. It's almost like she's still in college. It's like she playing her life around the game. Like, ooh, I gotta get home. I know what she gonna do certain times of the day because she logs in hours playing her games. But I would never think that I could sit at a game console, but I learned that I could when they had the fight game on PS3 so many years ago. Me and my nephew used to play for hours, all into the middle of the night, and I was like, damn, I like this game that much. But Steel City put the game on Steam. It's $29. It's not a lot. You can hook up your Xbox remote control or your PlayStation 5, 4, or whatever you have remote to the game. And I'm gonna tell you, 6 hours later, boom, I have to literally tell my ass to get up and go sit down somewhere because I be playing the game that long. And I'm gonna tell you, I see the improvements. So they said that they was gonna put the game out, and then they was gonna work out the tweaks, tweak it out, like, as the game is being played by folks and updating and changing this. And I can already see some improvements because when it first started, as you was playing, the character wasn't that clear, but it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as clear. When the character sat down, between the rounds, their face or their likeness was much more clear. Well, now I see the difference. That's more clear. The subtle things. When I was trying to get away from the player, for me, I was moving super fast. And I wanted to, order my steps. I wanted to be able to, to make it look sweet. Like, I wanted to go through my little steps to make it look more realistic and not more like a video game or something. And I see that they're improving in that as well. And I'm gonna tell you, it's fun. You're not gonna regret it, and you're not gonna feel like you waste your money. Mark Nash said sad that everyone in America doesn't have a good clean water. Yeah, that's sad, Mark. That's sad, and at this point in our lives, because after COVID, you best believe these companies is order of business was to make money at all costs, regardless. Now it come off that when we was going through COVID, like, we just gonna help the American people. I mean, for the most part, that was a good little run right there. Never have I ever lived in a time where everybody had a day off. The whole country had a day off. I've never seen it where they had to suspend the gaming life, like basketball, football, this, that, and the other. That tell you how serious the situation was. But everybody had a day off. And guess what? These companies learned something in doing that because they learned how they could save a lot of money. You know how much money it costs to run a building? To have a building continue to run? A lot. You got to pay electric, water bill, other bills to sustain the building. You got to keep it up to codes. You got to have maintenance. You got to have supplies to keep it running. I mean, it's a lot. Before it's all in, you have spent millions a year to run that business, to run that building, or to keep that building afloat or running while it houses your workers, right? But during COVID, what did they learn? That the same job that they was doing, they could do from home with less overhead from the company. The insurance of it all, how that might have changed for a company who don't have to house its workers. The telephone bill, you feel me? The supplies like paper, mops, brooms, whatever, lighting, whatever, all that stuff, water bill. The maintenance people like the plumbers, the electricians, the air conditioning people. When you and then the property that you're renting. the tax on the property. So by them just making a move with letting people stay home and do their job, the company saved millions. And trust me, they don't want to go back to spending millions. It's not going to be practical. This ain't like World War II, where the men went off to war and the women worked. And when the men came back, the women had to go back to the house and back to normal. No. Even during World War II, things that they learned that was more beneficial to do it another way, they kept it. So this is what they learned through COVID. But they also learned a neat trick and trying how to rake you across the code with it. Like they really are getting their money. They overpricing things. They overcharging. You understand? I love getting paper bills because they'll say, well, you should go paperless. And I'll be like, no, I want the bill because once you send it out, I got it in my hand. It was like, well, you could print that out every month. You could, but I like them to print it out too. Because when you're dealing with just digital, they can go into the company and change stuff. A lot of people don't know this. In the 70s and the 80s, before everything was more digital like it is, sometimes you used to have to mail in your payments for your bills, like your telephone bill and all this stuff. Back in the day, who remember VEPCO? Who remember AT&T, like paying your regular house line? Okay, you send in your bill. Your supervisor on that floor could come in to all the people in the room that's processing the bills and say, hey, we got training today. We got training all week. Nobody processed no bills. Then when you come back the next week, okay, go back to processing the bills. But now the bill is late. Companies and banks make more money on fees that they charge you for being late or little incidentals, $2-3 fees. This is where they make their money. They don't make money when you pay them back. So just remember that shit when we talk about COVID and things going forward, and just how the world is now and all that. Just keep that in mind and order your steps accordingly so that you don't be taken advantage of and this, that, and the other. Start creating, I don't know why I feel the need to say this, but start creating a little family, I call them family packs, or a little whatever you can call them, whatever type of packs. Like you can have a little bathroom pack, a must have in all bathrooms. I have what you call it, witch hazel, alcohol, or hydrocortisone. What's the name? Damn, I can't even think of the one in the brown bottle. The cleaning things for wounds and stuff like that. I have a first aid kit, put it that way. I have the soap and stuff that I buy. The basic stuff that you need to maintain your bathroom, right? They don't have to be expensive. They don't have to be expensive at all. And I have those. And I buy them together. And I go to the dollar store and I buy them as a group. And I keep them in I buy like this little container like thing, little small thing that can get wet or whatever. And I can sit it in my tub, or I can sit it on the side of the tub. And I put my things in there, and when I need them, I go to that well instead of, trying to buy things separately and in bulk and all that stuff. I try to just get around the company's new tactics of how they make extra money. Everything costs more. Just be aware of that. It's costing more. Al Money said, Miss T, water check. Indeed. Yes. I'm drinking my water, y'all. I'm drinking my water. Definitely. I can tell y'all the benefits of drinking water. Always. Mark Nash, peace and love, bro. He said, Al Money, what up? He said, what times does the actual show start? It start now. This is what I do all the time, Mark Nash, right in the beginning. I did. an episode the other day saying that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do this all the time. Been doing it since about August or last year, August 2021. I always talk about water. You gotta find your niche. That's important to me because it's kind of like an epidemic, and it shouldn't be a case. What people not drinking enough water should never be a problem. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you haven't already. He said, talk about Terrence Crawford in your title and thumbnail and still get some views. Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you talk about Terrence Crawford and all that stuff, you gonna get a lot of views if you because I've tried it. And I've actually, I'm a geek. I be like trying little scientific experiments. I've done individual and I've done together. And I'm gonna tell you, together is always a good thing. But there's one person that if you talk about him in any kind of way, you're gonna get a lot of views. A lot of views. People gonna chime in and all because they gotta hear what you gotta say. They gotta see what side you land on. Dan 10 is in the building. He said, salute Queen T. He said, I know a lot of women playing games on their phones like Candy Crush, etc. Yeah, it's certain games that we have played. Mark Nash, like my let me tell you, that's why I shouldn't like Kim Kardashian. Cause some people try to be like, oh, she an airhead. Man, I like Kim Kardashian. That girl's smart. When she came out with her game, my daughter was a teenager still. And I'm telling you, in a weekend, she made $40 million plus off of that game. The game was free. And all she was doing is doing Kim shit. The activist is in the building. What's Papa King said, what's going on? What's good, Patrick? He said the active, I have no idea. We're talking about everything except boxing so far, respectfully. I think that's funny when you say respectfully, because I know the joke. Respectfully. We know what we talking about. Hey, that's how I do in the beginning of the show, though, Mark. I break the ice like that. I try to be a little variety of a show, but you want to get into the boxing? Let's get into it. Hey, Adrien Broner. So you got people out there that's basically giving warnings or setting it up, giving everybody a so-called heads up about what kind of contingency plan we need to have for Adrien Broner in case this thing goes south. And I think folks got it wrong about Broner's pending fight. I really do. Now, I told y'all the other day that I was going to have an opportunity to be a media representator at the BLK fight for Adrien Broner when it was him and Red Cash. But with all the pulling out of the fights and the contracts going by the wayside, because they had to switch days and this, that, and the other, that company that was tagged to do their media, I don't think I ain't gonna say lost their contract in a bad way, but once you start changing stuff, I think their contract was set aside or whatever. In any case, if they was gone, then I'm gone too, because that's who tagged me to be there. I was told that I was going to do red carpet or in the locker rooms, maybe even commentating, maybe even, I was going to be on the front row, like I was getting tickets around the ring. It was a great opportunity that never happened. But I was happy that I got an opportunity and somebody thought enough about me to pick me to do that. Even activist, he was supposed to go with me. Y'all can ask him. He's in here. Hey, activist, can you vouch for me? Because I told him about it. That deal fell through. I was gonna call you and let you know that the deal fell through. So they got. I guess they tagged somebody else. Folks seem to think that that Adrien Broner is worried for some reason that he's going to lose the fight with this young guy that he's about to be facing. Now, from what I hear, the guy is pretty good, but they talking like Adrien is worried that he's going to lose this fight, and then what he going to do? And the person who wrote the article was like, well, shit, all bets are off. Like it's the end of the. He was talking doom and gloom to me. Like he lose the fight, all bets are off. Adrien ain't no more good. We gotta send him off to the rafters and blah 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 and all this stuff. And I was like, you hear these things like, oh, his career is over. Like abandoned ship. And I don't see it like that. Because as I said, I'm reminded of Floyd Mayweather back in the day. You pay to see him win, you pay to see him lose, but you pay. And last time I checked, the money looked the same. The money is the same, and it spends the same, no matter what motivation is behind that money. We got, as I always profess, we got to get to a point in boxing that we can appreciate a good fighter for just being a good fighter. You are not meant to win everything. That's with all of us in life. Floyd is lucky he has a perfect career record, but Floyd ain't lucky in everything that he does. But what's for Floyd is for Floyd. It might not be for you. So just because you take a loss, I mean, are we here saying that all the fighters in boxing today are all winners? None of them took a loss? Or is there fighters out there with losing records? And if they still fight, so we got to fight them. Somebody got to fight somebody. You're not going to always fight an undefeated fighter. Is basically what I'm saying. So them already putting this jacket on Adrien Broner, I think is a bit unfair, but they really are planning for that because they're saying stuff like, BLK better be ready. They act like, sorry for coughing, y'all. They act like BLK is on its last leg, like it's barely had enough to start up. They don't want to believe BLK Prime when they said that they exceeded expectations with the Terrence Crawford fight and they done well for themselves. And they don't want to believe that. But, there's been, reports put out like some of the affiliations with BLK, affiliation with Jeff Bezos. If you're going to be affiliated, I guess that'll be a person I want to be affiliated with. They're with the Endavo Corporation. And guess what? They are distributed worldwide. That's who's behind BLK amongst a whole lot of other people. Affiliation wise and stuff like that. But, once I said distributed, y'all should already know. A distributor worldwide, that's big money right there. They got to make their own money and they're their own subsidiary, but they're going to be one of many people that works with Endavo Corporation to do that digital work or streaming or distributing information digitally. They're going to be one of many subsidiaries that do that. So it's not like they on their last leg. I'm talking BLK. So if I would say this to BLK, if Adrien Broner loses his fight, don't throw away his next two fights. See the contract through. Don't feel like we as boxing community shouldn't be feeling like we got to write him off. Let the man have his 3 fights. It's still worth it. Adrien is still somebody you want to see because a lot of people can think Adrien can be a gatekeeper of sorts. Adrien is always can put on a great fight. You know what I'm saying? He had some sabotage right here in the beginning, but he's still going to fight. And you know what? He can be a great ambassador to the sport of boxing. I know a lot of people don't think so because of the issues that he had and the troubles that he's been in and stuff like that, and the embarrassments that he's probably had. I told you guys, I personally think that Adrien Broner played country dumb to get out his contracts with Al Heyman. I personally think that's what he did. And if he did do it like that, then kudos to him because it worked. You know, we as boxing fans have a unique opportunity to make that paradigm shift, you know, like get us out of this Floyd era where we think everybody has to win, 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 and never lose. Adrien Broner is still a good fighter. He's only 33. If he lose, he lose. Maybe he lose his first one. Maybe he win the next two. Maybe he win all of them. Regardless, the point you should be asking is it going to be a good fight? But you got people who are writing articles and powers that be that's trying to get ahead. To me, that's all sabotage type shit. The man is not promised a Floyd's career. None of them are. You know, General Big Fish is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, Boss T, our money, what up? He said, country dumb. I like to call it New York dumb. I've only heard it put it that way, Big Fish, that people call it country dumb. Wait a minute. Big Fish, what outfit? Big Fish, you was in the Navy? Big Fish, you was a squid? Damn, that's something we got in common. I was a squid too. Active activists too. We all squids up in here. But yeah, we I look at it like what a new revolutionary idea. You know, a blast from the past, an old sentiment. Hey, a fighter can fight. He can lose a fight, but he can put on a good fight. And you want to see him again. Need I talk about Mickey Ward and Gotti? Arturo Gotti? Didn't that go back and forth? Won't that good fights? You should want to see him. I mean, don't put this jacket on Adrien Broner like he have to win the fight, or like if he don't win, then BLK is belly up. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. We know recently that Showtime has laid off about 120 people, approximately about 25% of their workforce. We've been telling y'all that Showtime is going by the wayside. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people think that when we say this, that we want PBC to fail. Nobody wants PBC to fail. But PBC has a unique opportunity to get with some, whether it's an app or another network or whatever. They got to do something. They're going to have to showcase their fighters. What fighter in their right mind going to get with an organization that can't even showcase them? You are as good as what people can see. If we don't see you fight, then why would we care? How do you build fans when nobody's seeing you? So you see what I'm saying? So PBC, I would say people like Earl Spence or Scary Fish, I call him Scary Fish now, not Big Fish. But Scary Fish should watch what he say because he put his foot in his mouth all the time. Remember when he said, it's the way he said it though for me. I'll never fight on ESPN. Well, you might wind up having to fight on ESPN or somebody else that you would never do. You know what I'm saying? Money said, General Big Fish, what's up, fam? He said, that's my grandpa. I can never laugh out loud. Appreciate your service. Oh, thank you. Thank you. What up, everybody? Salute, Queen. Joseph Bailey, what's popping with you? You know what I'm saying? When Big Fish said that or Scary Fish said that didn't make sense to me. What do you have against ESPN? It's just a network. All it can do is do good for you. You get on the network, one of the biggest sporting networks in America. You get on the network, people will see you. You will be in more homes. Why I say that? That's why I say I hope Big Fish don't put his foot in his mouth. But a lot of y'all fans be following his every word. And I mean, sometimes the shit he be doing and saying is stupid as fuck. And y'all follow him anyway. But in light of Showtime, coming up missing, they're gonna be coming up missing soon. Let me actually let me show y'all something. So I remember when the new year started, right? And Reginald, he'll probably appreciate this one, where Reginald Peters at out there. My boy Reggie now. So look, the boxing schedule, right? Look at this. Y'all see this list? Y'all see this list? Look how long this list is. Now, when I started this year, and I kept showing the list, man, it was like 5 things up there. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. Now, this weekend might make me out to be a liar, or whenever the next Showtime thing come up, it might make me out to be a liar. You see, it got ESPN. The next fight is Showtime on the 17th. I think that's this weekend at 9 p.m. Holmes versus Villarreal, right? I don't know who these people are. Just like I didn't know the previous Showtime fights that was coming on. I'm telling you guys with all certainty, I'm telling you, I don't know what I did. I paid for 2 different Showtime subscriptions. I paid for one through Roku, and I paid one through my cable, my Xfinity. I sat there at the designated time to watch a Showtime fight, and guess what? It did not come on. I didn't know where to go look for it. I was like, do I go to Paramount? I don't know. It didn't come on. And when Showtime offer free fights on Saturday, that Sunday evening or whatever, or during the daytime, they repeat the program. Monday, they repeat the program. Pay-per-view is different. If Showtime have a pay-per-view, it don't come on again to the next following Saturday. But when they have a free program, they repeat the program. If I'm lying, y'all tell me. If y'all don't have that experience, let me know, because I'm telling you, I've had that experience. I looked all week for them different Showtime boxing that's supposed to came on this year, and I didn't find them. Pay-per-view, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the regular free one. And now they have Showtime 1. I'm counting how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times in this long ass list that Showtime boxing is gonna be coming on for the free on Showtime. But when it comes down to it, it never comes on. So I say all that to say, BLK is a legitimate company. All the sabotage in the world, you're not gonna fuck them up. They're a distributor. So right there, they already winning the game. And who they affiliated with is who they affiliated with, whether anybody believe them or not. But PBC fighters, you might have to rock with somebody like BLK. That's why I say I will hope that that this notion that if Adrien Broner loses, so does BLK, like they going belly up or they should scrap all his fights. That's crazy. Don't be like that in the boxing community, because that don't make sense. He is not guaranteed to win. And that's not, I don't think that's something he ever said. Otherwise, I mean, have you ever known Adrien to take easy fights? He probably got one of the best resumes compared to Bud, Earl, and whoever else y'all want to put up against him close in that weight range that he fought in. 140 or 147. Adrien Broner gets it in. I would call him the ambassador, the future ambassador of boxing. He's definitely a person that tells the truth. Just have patience. Don't be such a naysayer. But I'm telling you, they already preparing for this. And I was like, damn, what more do y'all want to do to this dude? What more do y'all want to do? Because I'm telling you, there was some sabotage going on with them two fighters that they pulled from his roster with his fight coming up this month. And he's still going to fight. This guy is young, hungry, and can't wait and is happy for his opportunity. So it's not going to be an easy win for Adrien. But if Adrien wins, it's through experience. But Adrien has told the truth about everything. And I'm definitely going to go check out that interview on the Zone with Ak and Barack, I guess, where Adrien is talking about how Al Heyman and them haven't paid him for his last 6 fights. Y'all got to think about that. I'm reminded of people like Bob Arum and Don King. Don King in the last year put on like 2 fights. One was a purse bid. And Bob Arum, 90-something. Like, it's to the point now you wouldn't recommend that they stop moving or stop trying to put fights on, because that might be the very thing, God forbid, to take them out of there. They in their 90s. And the reason why I bring them up is I'm like, these are people who picked a career, who are very passionate about their career and want their career to work on all aspects in all avenues of the fight game as a promoter, for the fighters, for the consumers. You know what I'm saying? I cannot say that about PBC. One thing you can guarantee, I mean, you could probably guarantee, I ain't say 100%, but I'm going to say damn near 95% guarantee, Al Heyman will not be putting on boxing matches in his 90s. He won't be there. He is successful because he's successful for him. He ain't successful with fighters. He's kind of like overall a failure when it comes to these fighters. Can you actually see Al Heyman in his 90s putting on a boxing match? He don't love it like that. He love the money he making. So therefore, it's always going to be something that get missed. So this narrative, I want to squash it. I read it today. I wanted to squash it before it take flight. If AB loses, and it's possible, he's fighting a young, hungry lion. We don't know. I've never seen this man fight his opponent, talking about. But we got to assume that this man won it. He's relishing in his opportunity to get to fight somebody like an AB, because AB is still a name. If AB loses, so what? He got 2 more fights. I hope BLK do not be listening to the so-called old media and powers that be making them think that everything got to be hunky-dory and go the way they want it to go for you to be considered successful. If Adrien and this man put on the show, then it was successful, regardless of who wins. And we as a boxing community got to get back to that. If we're wanting to go down the road again of getting worthwhile fights and the powers that be or the empty suits are doing the betterment for the consumer more so than themselves. If we want boxing to go back down that road, some of these standards and these bullshit ass standards, I should say, we got to start letting it go. Don't let them, because it's coming. It's coming. His fight is the 25th. I, for one, will be patronizing that. It's coming. Don't let them talk you into thinking that the only outcome for this fight got to be that AB wins. Or BLK got to have whatever. BLK is a distributor. And their affiliations with different places like Amazon and the Endavo Corporation and all this stuff. Man, they good. They already winning. They already winning. You can pray and pray on that downfall, but it ain't gonna matter. They already winning. They feel like they have established themselves, even with the first fight with Terrence. It ain't for us to tell them different. So I'm just saying that's coming down the pipe. And do go out and support that fight. Do go out and support it. Now, moving on, Shakur Stevens, he's saying that Devin Haney has no choice but to fight him or vacate. Let me repeat that again. That's funny to me. You know why it's funny to me? Because you got some people that don't want them to fight. And again, we can't be in the business of caking for these fighters and protecting them. You can't be in the business of that, you know. Shakur Stevens chose to be a boxer. Devin Haney chose to be a boxer. It's time for them to get it in. What we waiting on? This is what we be talking about, that marination bullshit. It don't serve no purpose. It's no good, and it hurts boxing in the long run. You can look at Devin Haney and tell that boy ain't got much time left in that weight class. You can see it, literally. Shakur Stevens, even though he just moved up one weight class, he already looked like he can grow out that shit. So what would be the point of marination? Can anybody expound upon that? But Shakur is like, he not waiting, y'all. He frustrated. He then went down the list and asked opponent after opponent, like potential opponents. And they all said no. Now, I told you I had my theory as to why a lot of people are avoiding him right now. And I ain't going to get into that all the way, because I don't want to mix them two up. But it's understandable. I would be leery too and getting into any kind of business with him. But I mean, it's boxing. So he basically saying, Devin, you gonna fight me or you gonna vacate. Now, oddly enough, before I read about this today, Bill Haney had already put out, hey, he put everybody on notice at 135. We here. If you want it, come take this motherfucker. Because that's the only way you going to get these belts, is if you come take them. I mean, a hardcore declaration. Who mad at that? I'm not mad at that. When I heard that Bill said that shit, I wasn't mad at it. Bill shit. In order to be a king, guess what? You either got to inherit this shit or you got to take it. And that's facts. You either got to inherit it or you got to take it. And we don't like the inheritance. We like to take it. So, Bill making that declaration, ain't nobody mad at that. He's supposed to. He basically said that for the whole year of 2023, was he capping himself just at this year? Or, but he had mentioned 2023, so I'm just assuming, at least if nothing else for this year, he ain't going nowhere. Anybody want it with lean, come get it. No wonder Shakur Stevens' retort is, yeah, I want it. And if you ain't giving it, you need to vacate. If you ain't getting up off it, if you ain't unassing no belts, you need to go ahead and vacate. Like I said, marination serves no purpose here. And I do believe this is going to be Devin's last year. I don't care what they say. But I say for both of them, they better hurry up and get these fights on the road before the scale beat both of their ass. Father Time ain't waiting for nobody. Bill Haney said Devin ready to defend all his titles. Now that's what's up though, because a lot of people get them titles and drop them and they don't be pressed by them no more and all that. But Devin, like, shit, young Devin is like, shit, come try to take him, and I bet you won't be successful. And then when I show you that I could beat your ass and your ass and your ass, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop the belts and move up. And Bill Haney, basically, he issued a dare. He issued a dare to all the 135 pounders. So we're going to see what they do. Devin didn't come back and rescind the dare, so we're going to see what they do. Quentin Bradley is in the building. What's poppin', King? What's good, Quentin? And last but not least, y'all. Last but not least. Like I said, thank y'all for coming through and all that, because I got to get back in the swing of things. I've been gone about a week. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe routine. There's no fight between Thurman and Earl Spence. I don't care what they say. As of today, there is no fight between them two. I don't care what they say. But you watch, somebody might twist my words. So let me be clear. As of today, as of yesterday, as of last month, as of the month before that, there was never no fight. The original date was December 17th. It got moved to February. There was never no fight. Otherwise, it would just been a postponement. How are you saying in the last couple of days, Mike Carpenter and others, that the deal is almost finalized with Keith Thurman and Earl Spence if it won't ever finalize from the jump? How the fuck is you still working on the deal? Look, think about it. The only reason the fight ain't being done in February is because Earl made a command decision that his leg was hurt, so he pushed the fight back. And ain't no sanctioned body made him substantiate his claims like they did Charlo when Charlo actually broke his hands. None of them sanctioned bodies made him substantiate his claims. They just let him do it. So if he never had the accident, suffice to say the fight would have happened by now, right? That means the contract would have been done, right? But I told y'all, I even gave y'all a short of why this is just a stalling tactic. Scary Fish is stalling for time because he know his reign as the big fish is coming to an end, and he don't necessarily really want to give that up. So he's stalling for time. Maybe some of these fighters, they be wanting to say, you know, I held the belt for like 2 years straight. Nigga, you been running for 5 years. 5 years you've been running, Scary Fish. Been running. And now you pull this banana in the tailpipe. You can't be finalizing a fight that was supposed to already been signed, sealed, and delivered. All you had to do is postpone the date. That's all you would have had to change. What is the extra shit? So we can conclude there never was a fight. There was never a fight. So you lied to the public, you and your peoples, and you stalling because you scared to fight Terrence Crawford. You scared to fight Bruce Ennis. Al Money said, Quentin Bradley, what's up, fam? Said, Al Money, good with it. And Quentin said, ooh, that's good propaganda. Hey, Quentin, you know that ain't proper. Quentin, that ain't no good propaganda. Joseph Bailey said that guppy don't want no smoke. He certainly don't, Joseph. Quentin, think about what I just said. The only reason that fight ain't going down in February is because Earl Spence made a command decision to move the fight because his leg was hurting. What part of that is propaganda? So if that's the only reason that fight isn't going down in February, that means that fight was supposed to be under contract. But I've already proved that wasn't the case. But for shits and giggles, let's say it was under contract for February. That means when he hurt his leg, all that needed to be done or tweaked about that contract is the date that the fight was going to happen. That's it. So for now, to be hearing that fight is still not finalized, what does that say to you, Quentin? Please explain how that is good propaganda. I dropped the link. I'm going to drop it again because you see it right above. You explain that one to me, Quentin. Because I promise you that ain't propaganda. That needs to be explained. Quentin, I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Come on in here, buddy, and explain that. Anybody want to pontificate on that? How is it that you have you told the world that the guaranteed fight was February and it's being moved because you hurt your leg? Then how are you trying to still finalize the contract for the fight? The contract is signed, sealed, delivered. All you got to do is change the date. That's it. Just the date. You ain't got to change the venue. You're just changing the date. So why are you working on something more than just changing the date? That tells us that the fight was never a real thing. So why tell the public that that's what's going down? So who was lying, Quentin? See, Quentin, I backed you into that corner. That's my boy, Quentin, though. I know that's your boy, Scary Fish. That's his new name. It ain't Big Fish, it's Scary Fish. He one of the Spice Girls. Spice up your life. And we sitting here falling for it. I'm going to tell you what's going on. They have every intention of putting this fight with Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, but both parties probably are not with it. It's possible that Earl is standing on his 10 toes like, I'm not doing it. It's possible that Keith said, shit, not unless I'm getting the belts. I'm not doing it. Who knows what's going on? Who's standing on their toes for and for what? But if that's the case, that's what we're waiting on. That's what we're waiting on. They don't want to do it, but you know what they doing this for? They talking about that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence now all of a sudden is back in negotiation. I know y'all heard that rumor. I think it's a lie. And I think Bud should come out and fucking bust their ass in a lie. Don't use his name in the lie. Y'all don't like him anyway. So why use his name in the lie? Y'all know damn well Al Heyman is not back in negotiations with Bud at the moment. If they were, we would have known about it. But that's what you're going to say to get interest and go ahead and following Keith Thurman and Errol Spence so you can buy their fight. So that's all it is. It's a ploy to sell their fight. Now, ain't that sad? Look how far we come, Quentin. Now, that ain't propaganda neither. That they got to fucking use Terrence Crawford's name to sell their product. Quentin said, Buddy ain't trying to sign up for that fight. Bud never wanted that fight. Bud did. He laughing. You know I'm right, Quentin. Guppy laughed out loud. You know I'm right. Why bring up the fact that they negotiating? When did that happen? Last word I heard out of Earl mouth was, shit, we ain't gonna negotiate now. Like, you done fucked up. You done took the David Avocado, you know how y'all say it? The David Avocado fight. You done fucked up now. We ain't negotiating. I heard Earl say that. But Earl don't get to make those decisions, so I let it go in one ear and out the other. But my point is, why you need Bud, this so-called bottom of the barrel person, to help get interest in a fight that you potentially can have? Why do scary fish need that? Because it's all a lie. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. This is a lie. General Big Fish said he took care of the fighters team. Didn't he overpay for years? Allegedly. Yeah, General Big Fish. We don't never have to lie about actual facts over here. Al Heyman did what he had to do to get started up. He made them an offer they couldn't refuse. Who wouldn't? Like BLK, look at what they doing. Why wouldn't a fighter who not getting no shine, who's being shelved, who's not getting no exposure, why wouldn't they want to run to BLK right now when BLK is actually giving fair wages, giving them an opportunity to shine and get exposure? You see what I'm saying? Now imagine BLK 5-10 years from now, or 5 or 7, 8 years from now, and all of that shit, they did a 180 and not doing it. We'll talk about that ass too. But that is what happened with Al Heyman. Like, I asked an important question. Do y'all see Al Heyman doing fights and advising shit in his 90s? Don't give a fuck about these fighters. He don't. And he don't have to. I'm not saying, like, some people hear that and they can't take it. Because it's the truth, though. He doesn't have to. I'm not a bit more concerned with paying nobody bill that I don't know. That don't make me a bad person. There's a lot of people in this country I don't care about. I don't know them. Doesn't make me a bad person. Don't make Al Heyman a bad person because he don't care about the fighters. He care about himself. The fighters should care more about themselves. You got people spilling the beans everywhere. It's time for y'all to let go the reins of Al Heyman. It's time for y'all to stop putting on his oil and shit and doing his bidding. PGH Big Dog is in the building. What's Papa King says? Salute Queen T. What's good with you, King? But that lie that Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford are negotiating, right at the moment. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying at the moment it's not. That is just to drum up interest in the Thurman and Spence fight. But I thought Spence was all that. I thought he was the big fish. Why do he need little old Terrence's name to drum up business? Y'all have to ask yourself that. Terrence didn't say that. That's what they saying. That's what PBC, Team Spence, all of them are saying. Or somebody saying it ain't Terrence's team. PGA's Big Dog said AB is damn clown. You got to be damn fool to believe in him. Why? When he told the truth about everything. I mean, PGH, that's the part that when we depart, we be linking up, the stars be lining up, but here's where we drift apart. AB told the truth. Why do I have to be a damn fool to believe him? He said they don't pay. and they not paying. And then he turned out not to be the only one saying that. My boy, what's his name? Deontay Wilder saying it. People in boxing are saying that. Showtime just got 25% of their workforce laid off. These are facts. I'm going to tell you the magazine to go look it up. Variety magazine. You can go back and look up everything that Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, USA magazine, all these people that said about Paramount. Go look up their press release and see what they said about the boxing program. I don't have to lie. They don't have to lie. I mean, what you want us to believe? He said, stop the... he said, stop the Haman hate. He mad so many black millionaires and y'all... I guess he meant he made so many black millionaires and y'all steady pushing fake narratives. He also fucked over a lot of them too. You can ask Beyonce on that one. You know, he did make black people millionaires, but he also fucked them over. He also owed people millions. He said AB lied and blew this damn money. How did he lie, PGH? He said he didn't get paid. Why is it that he lied? You have no connection to Al Haymon. None whatsoever. Or AB. But you have enough connection in your mind that you would say that AB lied. I have no connection to either one. But one of them said they didn't get paid. Why would they lie? Then it's followed by other people who are saying the same thing. Why would these people lie? Well, why ain't nobody sue Al? But you know what? I'm gonna say this, PGH. You gotta really think about that question you just asked. Why ain't nobody sue? All right. There's a lot of atrocities that happen to people, criminal or civil or whatever, and people wind up not suing. There's no right or wrong answer for that. You said that like as if there's an atrocity and automatically a suit incurs. It don't always work like that. You know how many people Bob Arum fucked over and they didn't sue? Namely, Muhammad Ali. And he didn't sue him, but Bud Crawford sued him. I mean, it is what it is. You know how many people that had criminal things happen to them and they never sued, but other people do? I mean, right now they got a suit going on to y'all should tell y'all sisters and cousins and moms and lady friends or wives or whatever. They got a big suit going down with the companies that make hair products for black women, just kind of like what they did with the cigarettes. The cigarettes was too big to fail, right? But they got sued, and the people won that suit. Took years, took over a decade, and that's probably what's gonna happen with these companies that own these black hair products. But they can link these products to women having cancer, in their reproductive area, or fibroid tumors, which could make you lose babies and babies not come to term because they don't have nowhere to grow. All kinds, or make you lose your reproductive organs. And this a real suit. Now, me and a whole bunch of millions of other women can sign on to this suit if we want to, or we don't have to. A lot of women won't do it. We see the news. I mean, I know y'all seeing in y'all Facebook. I see you, Big Fish. I'm gonna get to you. I know y'all seen in y'all Facebook timeline where they was talking about this suit that people can go against Quantico. Not is it Quantico? No. Paris Island. If you were stationed at Paris Island, which is a Marine base where they do boot camp and everything, if you ever lived there or was on there during a certain time frame, then you got poisoned with the water or the lead or something, and this suit is taking place, you can sign on to this suit and you will get money. It happens all the time, but some people do it and some people don't. So PGH, I will ask you again, like, what kind of question is that? Like, if it happened, why they didn't sue? But Big Fish, what you got on it? You got the floor. What's up?
What's going on, Boss T?
Nothing much. How you been?
I've been good. I can't complain. Been away from a minute, so I had to come on and say what's up to you.
Me too. I think we all had to take a break. I've
Yeah,
been gone for about a week and some days.
I looked, I'm like, man, I ain't heard no good propaganda in about a month. No, I'm messing with you, T.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. You and Q keep me on my toes. Yeah, man. I had to sit my ass down.
Hey, but one thing I want to touch on what you said that we are in agreement with fully.
Mm-hmm.
Broner may have not won all of his fights, but he has a hell of a resume.
Oh yeah.
That it's on shoot. I think he up there with anybody. I think he got a. I ain't gonna say he up there with Canelo. He might be right behind Canelo as far as his opponents list.
Yeah. So would you be a person like I know when me and my family when we be watching Broner, we be going for Broner every time. Every
Hell
time. It
yeah,
don't even matter.
yeah.
You like that too?
Yeah, but he pisses me off though without letting his hands go. And one thing I've come, somebody brought it to my attention. Where that fight against Pacquiao, they like, man, that fight was closer than what people give Broner credit for. So he had some validity, and when he was like, man, everybody know I beat that boy. Everybody took it as a joke, but if you go back and watch the replay and watch it closely, and a lot of times you have to cut that commentary out because they one-sided a lot of times. So I still don't think that he won after me rewatching it, but it was closer than I thought it was initially. So I always root for Broner when he fight. That he a knucklehead, but I fuck
Yeah.
with him.
You know what? And he got the tools and the talent. You could tell he was tapped. It ain't but a few people that be tapped. Even though you have a pool of great fighters, it ain't but a few of them that I always say was tapped by God. You know how like sometimes God just gives some people special gifts, and and everybody else he might give us ability, but it's like Florida's definitely blessed. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah,
think Broner is one of those people too. Uh, but Broner, like you said, he don't be letting his hands go because God gave us free will and free choice. And sometimes you just never know what can happen in your life that can mess up your mental or whatever. But yeah,
yeah,
with that resume, if he would just let his hands go, I believe everybody he has fought, he should have beat. And that's
yeah,
period. Even the Pacquiao, I thought it was close. I don't
yeah.
know if I have to go back and watch it. I'll go back and watch it since you said you went back and watch it to see how
That
close.
see that McDonough fight. I don't know about that one. I ain't gonna say he like if you just like going off of his talent and his capability. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. But he took an ass whooping that night, Miss T. But Noah Hopkins said it best. That one fight took 5 to 6 fights out of him that night, and that's what made me respect him. I didn't like him before that fight, but after that Madonna fight, he gained my respect in that ring because he could have easily quit second or third round, but he came back and started hitting Madonna with some shit too. So, but as far as last thing I want to say on that, what you were saying about God given talent, Adrien Broner had that. And to go to my basketball analogy,
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Mayweather was Kobe Bryant, no vices, didn't do all the extra stuff, and but he had God given ability, but he honed it and practiced on it every day harder than anybody. That was Floyd and Kobe.
Yeah.
Uh, Allen Iverson and Adrien Broner, no, they in the club, they drinking every night, smoking weed, and just going off their God given abilities, and you're not
Yeah.
gonna last that long doing it like that. So
And
that's what I feel happened to Broner. He had the skills, but it was a
Mhm,
gift and a curse that he got to hang around Floyd Mayweather, and he started thinking that he
mhm.
was Floyd before his time.
Exactly. And then you could tell when people got special gifts because it be effortless. Like, look what he was able to do when he half-assed. And a better analogy would be like, you got kids, right? So you know what your kid is capable of in school, right? So
Hmm.
when your son come with that fugazi ass schoolwork, you be like, nigga, nah, hell no. You gonna have to put your foot on his neck because you
Hmm.
know he can do better. Now, if that was the best he can do, you'd be like, "Did you try? Well, let's get you a tutor. Well, you start looking for other tools that you can use to help him get better. But if you know he half-assing, you ain't having that.
Hmm.
And that's how you can tell when somebody. I used to get B's, some A's, and a couple of C's, and I wouldn't even study. I would do
Yeah.
my homework right before class, 5 minutes before class, and get a grade on it. My mama don't having that shit.
Yeah.
That's enough to bring the belt out. But my sister, you know, we know she struggled a little bit. So my mama worked with her. She gave her, I thought it was being unfair, but my mama had to tell me later in life, she was like, girl, I expected more from you because I knew you could do better. I'm not going to just let you half ass. And
Hmm.
so when you see people that half ass and still be coming up great, that's when you know they God given talent. And Adrien got that. And like I said, everybody he fought, in my opinion, he won. He could have won. Now, yeah, he did get beat by Madonna, but I still in my crawl, there's a little piece of me I can't prove it. That's why I don't really talk about it. But I do believe there's some fishy business going on with that. Like I just feel it. Like whether it was his gloves didn't have no padding in it or some shit, I don't know. But it was just something ain't altogether right. Because if you think about it, Madonna got beat by Devin Alexander, and that's no hit against Devin Alexander. You remember him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't no hit against him. That motherfucker, skill wise or how to implement boxing in the ring on cue, good as a motherfucker. But Devin Alexander is a little guy, and I wasn't expecting him to beat some of the people he beat. But that nigga put in work. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
but
and
Broner came into that fight with a big ass ego, and he didn't expect to get what came at him that night.
yeah, he again fucking off. You can't serve two masters. You trying to be a rapper or something, and then be a boxer and be top at the game in both. That ain't gonna happen.
You know what I just thought about? You know him. You know why he lost that fight when he
Why?
did that little hunch move on Madonna. That was his nail in the coffin when he did that to. You can't do no man like that, and,
Yeah.
and not expect the ass kicking afterwards.
And that bending over shit, I hate it. I hate how he bend over. But it works sometimes. But I hated that move that Adrian do when he turned it to the side and he bent all the way down because that's how Madonna could come over the top. And you notice Madonna tried to use that subsequently in his follow-on fights with Floyd and others, and that shit wasn't working. You know, it caught a couple of people, but like I like to see Madonna come over the top and hit somebody on the top of the head like Isaac Cruz or something.
Yeah, I a long time ago, Miss T. This was good, maybe 10 years ago, probably now 18 years ago. This
Mm-hmm.
when Adrien Broner was fresh on the scene and Bud Crawford was on the scene too. So me and my dog Mosquito Spray, shout out to him if he listening. He told me that Terrence Crawford would be the better out of the two between him and Adrien Broner. I said, no fucking way. I got Broner. I turned out to be horribly wrong, and he throw that in my face to this day. So he saw the talent. I didn't. I was not impressed with Bud back then. I'm more impressed with him now. I'm not gonna lie. I went and studied his fights. I was challenged, so I have more respect for Crawford than I used to. The only thing I disrespect about Crawford, or don't, I ain't gonna say disrespect, that I don't think is as good as his supporters say is his competition. That's the only thing. I just don't think he's been tested enough to put him as the number one fighter in the world for the past 3-4 years. That's
And
my only
see,
complaint.
and I don't quiver with that because a person can feel that way. I think we all got our ideas of what we see, because I feel that way about Devin Haney. I like Devin Haney, but I don't think he had no real stiff competition
Yeah,
for me to say either way.
I agree with you because Cambosos is not nothing to write home about that you beat twice and you undisputed champion. He didn't take the hard road to get those 4 belts. They got collected on his behalf, and he just got the easy fight to get them. So just because he's an undisputed champion, that don't mean the same to me as Cambosos. I think Cambosos beating Lomachenko. Who did he beat? T.O. I'm sorry.
T.O., yeah.
Him beating T.O. was more impressive than Devin Haney beating Cambosos to me.
Right.
So.
And I think T.O., he caught T.O. on a bad night. Like, literally, like, T.O., before that fight, I had no way of being able to ascertain that T.O. was going to lose that fight. I thought T.O. was going to win. So I really do think T.O. was down on his luck. And this recommendation that everybody say, he need to switch up trainers. His father is taking him as far as he could take him. I do agree with all of that stuff. I think if Camboso would have caught the old T.O., I don't think he would have won. And I do agree with you on your assessment of Devin Haney's win over Cambosos versus Cambosos' win over T.O. was not that impressive. And when he fight Lomachenko, I'm going to tell you what Devin got going for him. He is an excellent fighter. He is almost a complete fighter. Like, he's young, so there's always room to grow. But what he is he have a gas tank. And I mean, it goes and goes and goes. And when his gas tank start depleting because he gets older and more wore down, we're going to see how good he really is. But that's the thing, because Jojo Diaz, to me, was having some little bit of success. I don't even go to the Linares thing. Of course, anybody can get clipped. Everybody going to get catch. Earl, Bud, everybody. Everybody, it ain't like you going to make it. It's rare that you're going to have a fight and you never get hit. I mean, that's what you strive for, but that ain't never going to be the case, like talking about it. But we'll see. We'll see. And now you got Shakur Stevens saying, look, you got to fight me, Shawty, or give up them belts.
Hey, Miss T, you know who's taking the throne from Triple G is my favorite fighter?
Who?
Tank Davis.
So you endearing yourself to Tank, huh?
Hey, that last fight he had, he impressed me that fight. I was thoroughly impressed. You know what, Miss T? He is to me, like he's like a little Floyd clone. Like I don't think he gets enough credit for his boxing ability. He's not, and I'm not saying he's on Floyd's level at all, but he mimics him a lot. And I just don't see anybody being able to last 12 rounds with him. I don't see it. You can outbox him for 8, 9, 10 rounds, but you're gonna get clocked at some point.
Yeah, and this thing with Tank is 28 now. So again, a lot of this stuff for me, Big Fish, is the fact that they're young. As they get older, these tactics are not going to work. It's like David Benavidez. He young. As he get older, his way of fighting is going to be a problem. I see it. I see it right now. But when you're young and you got all this energy and shit, you know, you can afford to have those type of flaws and keep it moving and shit. Now with Tank is pushing 30. Some shit gonna change with him. Normal wear and tear and everything and all that. Tank is amazing to me, and I'm a big fan, just like you are, of Tank, because Tank can set traps like nobody business.
Man.
And that shit is beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful to watch him fight. I ain't gonna lie. I hadn't been appreciating him, but that power that he got, that shit is crazy. Like when he finally decides to turn it on, and them boys be like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I see you in here. Boxing Nerd 101 was Popping King, and Sir Antbo was Popping King. Now PGA said the Bud Crawford BS lawsuit was thrown out. It was not. Stop saying that. I don't know why he keeps saying that, but it was not.
What'd he say? I missed that.
He PGA keep saying the Bud Crawford BS lawsuit was thrown out. He said, I told you it was not. You keep telling me. And I keep saying that it's not. I haven't seen anything. And when I see it, I will agree with you, PGAs, but you want it to be the case. And that's different than it actually is the case. There is nothing put out that says it's thrown out. And why would you call it BS? If somebody owe you money, you can sue them. I mean, just because you want it to be BS, that don't mean nothing. That's how I look at it.
What about if somebody owe you $20? Is it worth it for me to go in front of Judge Mathis, Miss T?
No, I mean, but you have an avenue. If that's some people like to be petty.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm being petty right now.
Yeah, some people want to be petty.
My YouTube bets ain't being paid, Miss T. I don't like that, man.
No, yeah. I wouldn't waste my time. You know, you gonna pay money just putting the outfit on to go to court. Shit, you gonna spend that $20. That's crazy.
I wanna be on Judge Mathis. So I'm looking for any reason.
Nah, that's small claims court. Like that's kind of like one of them courts. But millions, I mean, come on, if he owe you $1 million, would you not want to try to get it back though, Big Fish, for real?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna try to get my $1 million.
Yeah, and let the courts work it out. It ain't for me to say, or none of us.
But see, this is where I disagree with Bud's business acumen, Miss T. I would have looked at the statute of limitations for that lawsuit, and I would have held off on that until that very last moment to go, so I wouldn't, ruffle any feathers in the boxing business, because that's my only critique of that. But I would have sued him at some point for sure. Maybe not right out the rip. I wouldn't have showed my hand like that. I would have played chess with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like if he owed me that money, you could try. I mean, you got to try something. That's all you can do is try whatever. You can feel how you want to feel. If you like to get fucked in the ass over $1 million, then that's what you do. Bud don't want to get fucked in the ass over that. So, and I'm being hardcore because that's how hardcore it fucking is. Quiet. You know? Yeah. And PGH, I love you. I mean, that I hardly ever talk like that, but that's what it sounds like to me. I don't know no other way to describe that shit. If somebody want to get fucked over in the ass over $1 million, then that's what they do. That's your calculus. But that don't have to be everybody else's calculus. Bud don't want to get fucked in the ass. So, I mean, that's what it is. $1 million is a lot of money, even if he never made none of the money that we know him to have made. That's a lot of money. That will set me straight forever. You know what I'm saying? I will have a damn good time spending that motherfucking money in my lifetime that I got left. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can sit there and say, "Oh, you can keep it." Like Adrien Broner just said, he in that interview with Akin Barak when he was talking about he ain't get paid in his last 6 fights. Now that's a travesty. Like, I mean, Big Fish, what man you know? And I'm not a man, so I'm asking you as a man, what man do you know that come to an agreement and say, you supposed to get paid a certain amount, and the motherfucker nickel and dime you, and then they be like, they don't give you the rest of your money. When is that okay? Tell me. I've never lived that life. I
Hey,
never
hey,
even seen that in my life.
hey, Miss T, what's that quote that George Bush fucked up one time? Fool me once, fool me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it either.
he said, he
But
said, "Fool me
I
once,
I
shame
can't.
on."
I don't believe Adrien Broner didn't get paid for 6 fights, Miss T. At the second time, on the second fight where that check didn't come in, we would have heard about that shit then, Miss T. So
But
it,
not
it,
necessarily. Not necessarily. How you gonna guarantee that? When
I'm
people got you by the balls, you be surprised how you be quiet and capitulate, even when you're in the right.
hey, I'm gonna bring mosquito spray up again in this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We One day it was a video where Adrien Broner was flushing $20 bills and $100 bills down the toilet. And he
Mm-hmm.
said one day he gonna be trying to swim down that toilet to get them $20 back. So I can't. I hear you, Miss T. It is plausible, but I believe what I'm saying is plausible as well. So only
it's,
time.
it's it's plausible. It's plausible, Big Fish. But you know what? There's a such thing as young, dumb, and full of cum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely can see that Adrian was a candidate. He wasn't only the candidate. What did he say? How did the thing go? He wasn't only the client. He was the president, CEO, or he wasn't
Yeah,
only
yeah,
president, CEO, but he was a client.
yeah. I'm not only the president, I'm also a client.
Yeah. That's Adrian Broner. Not
Yeah.
everybody like that, but there are young people that play the fool. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. It's just what it is. Activist said my guy on the phone said Gamboa was Bud only real fight, and he came up in the weight for the fight. Um, Bud didn't come up in weight. I think. I think you think Gamboa. You saying Gamboa came up? Gamboa was a force to be reckoned with. If y'all want to belittle the man career, for those who want to do that, then y'all go right ahead.
Hey,
That don't
hey,
mean
go,
the rest of us will feel that way.
go back to that word you just said. Little. I think that's what the man trying to say. He
He trying to
discredited. He
belittle.
had a little reach, a little height, and a little chance to win.
the dude, but they had him winning. Bud was the underdog. The activist said Spence waited for the Bud fight. Uh, and Boxing Nerd said, "Hello, Queen. What's up?" Boxing Nerd Sambo said, "Miss T, my sister Ren. What's up, Sir Ambo?" Boxing Nerd said, "Tank is not taking the crown from Canelo with his little 200K pay-per-views. Uh, but there's no crown to be taken. That's why I be trying to say, Boxing Nerd and a lot of y'all, there's no crown to be taken. Listen, I don't understand how a lot of people don't understand to help me with this, Big Fish. When there's a benchmark set, is it customary to go back and rechange the benchmark?
It depends. It happens. The goalpost is moving all the time. The NFL went from 14 games a season to 16 to now 17. So, yeah, it just depends, Miss T. But what happened? What changed?
That's the gains. I'm talking about benchmark. If a benchmark for pay-per-view is what it is,
Mm-hmm.
you can't come back and say, well, times are different. Because if you look at American history, there's always been a time when industrial revolution or innovations or technology reigned supreme and ushered in or whatever. If you go back to what they call it back there, see, I got reconstruction in my head, but I'm talking about in Europe. when they had the schisms. Help me out, active activists. You know what I'm talking about? The schisms, and then the Catholic Revolution. It's not called Catholic Revolution, but you know. I can't think of it. Y'all, look, I used to know this shit. Help me out, active activists. But whenever the Catholics was losing their ground, in religion, before the Protestant religion came to be kind of how we know it now today, but you went through a process, right? And then they came out with the printed word, because back then nobody knew how to read but certain people, and it was understood, and it was gonna stay like that, and it was all to the good. We're gonna tell y'all what y'all need to know, in other words. But when the printing press came out, that's a new innovation, right? Now it was customary to want everybody to read, so you can get the word yourself, so you can hear it from the, get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, from the good book. And then, then that changed the whole Catholic, why I keep wanting to say revolution. Somebody help me out. But whatever, the whole Catholic thing, it started with
the Crusades.
Not the Crusades. That came way before. We talking about before they came over here during the era of encounter, which was around the 1500s. But around Henry VIII time, when they had the difference, the change, Reformation. Dagger my nigga right there, active activist. Woo, look at that dude. He know it. Look, he be knowing. The Reformation. Before the Reformation started, the printing press helped that.
So
innovation.
So I misunderstood where you was coming from at first, but I have a strong, solid position on this topic that you're talking about, and I stand opposed to what you believe, Ms. T. Okay, so you had there is it was a reformation it had to be because of the fire stick. The fire stick has ruined the sport of boxing as far as for the fighters and the promoters, everybody involved, because it's more people that have access to a fire stick. Number two, the second worst thing that happens to boxing that's affecting pay-per-view is this COVID-19. This is what you call, what is that called? A pandemic, like a once in what? A generation? That what this happen? Something like COVID-19 would happen every 100 years or something like that. So
well, it's been centuries since we had a pandemic.
So like people don't give that enough credit. Like the world got shut down completely and it still ain't right yet. So like you have to change the expectations for what a successful pay-per-view number is now. You can't set the bar at 1 million anymore. I think 300,000 is like a million now. If you get 300K, that's equivalent to a Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao fighting a Juan Manuel Marquez or something, and getting 800 to a 800K to a 1.2. Like you can't do that. That's almost impossible now because of those two factors.
Well, see, this is why I would differ. Unless you can show me in history where that actually played out like that. And the only way that could play out is if all digital and analog cease to exist. Then we back down to rudimentary methods, because we don't have the wherewithal to activate any kind of pay-per-view or whatever. As long as there's innovation and industrialization, that there will always be opportunities in different ways to make money. It's just like with Floyd Mayweather in his era. The reason why I said we need to let go of that era and let whatever Floyd had for him was for him is because Floyd took what they already had in place, the infrastructure already built in, and he made it work for him. Now, once the powers that be in the empty suit saw that, you think they're going to let another Floyd come through and do that shit? Everybody who tried to recreate or imitate that, which what he did, is going to fail, because they're never going to let that shit happen again. He broke the code. He broke the May Vinci. He took the May Vinci code and broke the blueprint or whatever. And they never going to let that happen. Now, is there other blueprints to be made? Yeah. There's all kinds of ways to make money. Ergo, we have apps now. Apps are ushering in place of networks. Now, whoever gets on the ball and take that and run with it, it's gonna be the first one that gained the most with it. And it's possible because now you got an app that's not beholden to FCC rules and all kinds of rules when it comes to networks and stuff like that. And it's just an app and it's globally, and it's just really no cap on it now. It's kind of like with the internet and social media. There's no laws that govern social media. Let me just put it in politics. Take it out of boxing. Back in the day, it was always if you let one political party get on, you had to let the other party get on. And they had rules to make that shit fair and just. But with the invention of social media and all that, the laws have not caught up to that. They will. They have to. They're in the process. This is what the all these Senate hearings are about. But until that happened, somebody got the advantage. Now, you know who did that? That was Obama. You think they're going to let that shit happen again? Hell no. But Obama is the one that caught the wave with that new innovation. So it's always going to be the case where you have technology and innovation that will come through that take things to a whole nother level, and people going to surpass or do the same, as what was done before or greater. Floyd's benchmark is 4.6. You don't take the benchmark and scrap it and say, well, because they still in fights now. They always been stealing. They've been stealing since closed circuit. So, so that it is what it is. Now, to the person who find that way and manipulate the system into their favor, kudos to them. But when they find it, they're gonna close loopholes. Every time you find a way to get over, they'll close it.
But Miss T, back in Mike Tyson's day, and even going to Floyd Mayweather, in Mike Tyson's day, how was fight stolen? I can't remember. How did you boost a fight back then?
It came on cable, and see, I can't bear it because I was young
Yeah,
too.
it was about.
It came on cable,
They
but
used
there
to
was
have a
closed
box with a
circuits.
chip. I got a expert in this just told me it used to be a box with a chip. So that
Yeah,
was like having a bazooka in your house. Ain't too many people had that across the country and across the world. So it wasn't the ability where you was gonna see a mass amount of piracy. You
but
get the
you
part.
could. No. Look, apartment buildings. I'm gonna tell you how we used to steal it. Not me per se. I ain't crazy. So I lived in a part in certain parts in the South. Like, when you go further up north, you've been places where they got high rise projects, right? That's
Mhm.
different than certain places in the South. Like in Virginia, there's two story high, what you call projects or low income housing, right? So on the second deck in the middle of the building, on the very corner, will be a box where all the hub of the cable come through or whatever. So you could lean out the window and put some screws. Or some people knew how to do that, or you had a friend who worked for the cable company who gave you that box, like you said, was a chip in the box. As long as you had the box with the chip in it, you got the cable. Or you could go in and physically and just wire your shit hardwire, and you could get the fight. But they always had closed circuit. That has always been the case. It wasn't as popular as time went on. You talking Muhammad Ali days, closed circuit might have been big because what was pay per view back then. But now, we talking our day in the 80s and 90s. No, there was nobody was going closed circuit doing, getting fights that way. And then fast forward is pay per view. Then once you will always have it where people will find a way to get around something and steal something. It will always be the case. So that is not an excuse for somebody not maximizing their earning potential. It can happen. We just don't know how. Nobody saw Floyd coming, but he did it. Nobody saw it. Not alone Oscar and them. They didn't see that shit coming, but he did it. so somebody else could do it. So to me, you don't change the benchmark. Just like school, if they keep raising, they do keep raising the number for like SATs, for instance, because people keep acing that bitch. That's a reason to raise the benchmark when motherfuckers keep acing that motherfucker. But to raise it when nobody coming nowhere near it, no, it'll never change.
So for this argument is pretty much to say there isn't a king in boxing. Nobody has the crown. Is that your position, or who
I
has
would
the crown?
no, I would say if you want to say that Canelo is the cash cow, then I don't have a problem with people saying that. Because for this era, that's what it is. But to say that they're a pay-per-view star or they the business when they not, they just the highest earner in this era. And that's the closest they come. They ain't broke no records. They ain't come close to breaking no records. 4.6 million was, I think, the highest that Floyd got, and I heard 5 million people stole it when he did that. So 4.6 million people bought pay per view. Canelo ain't barely get over a million
But
once twice, and that was with Triple G.
but yeah, but what I disagree with what you see. I don't think nobody's changing what the benchmark is. The record. Floyd holds the record for pay per view. So that's gonna always be the benchmark. But as far as the expectations for reality, what the climate is, the powers that be, they want another Floyd Mayweather, because they're gonna eat off of it too. But they know that there isn't one right now, so they're gonna pay accordingly. They're not gonna. But
Yeah, I mean they gonna because he is their biggest earner, and that's the best you can do. You don't kick a gift horse in the mouth. Like if your best product that you selling in your store is whatever, then you gonna make sure you have that in the store because you need people to frequent your store. Sometimes you just want to get them in there. But that don't mean that you gonna be in the black or you gonna be in the green. You know what I'm saying? Going forward, or you like that, whatever. It just means that's your hot ticket item. You can still go out of business selling your hot ticket item, but because it ain't matriculating into something enough to sustain it. But you don't change the benchmark, is what I'm saying. It's the language. It's the language because it gives a false sense of security, and it puts out like kind of like a false narrative. People take that like you can understand the big fish. I can understand it and take it for what it really is. And we could be like, well, yeah, that's the highest that they make it right now. But we understand that it's not the benchmark or whatever. Me and you intelligent enough to do that. But it's a lot of people that's not. And we just have to be careful to me, for the ones who are intelligent, and sorry if I offend anybody because I don't mean to.
yeah,
We just gonna have to be cognitive of how we put things because there are people who can't handle this intelligence. Point blank.
okay.
Period.
Miss T. So you brought up Al Haymon and Beyonce. They're in the music. They did music business together.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't the music business suffered because of all the you know piracy that's going on, and that the benchmarks have changed in the
Yeah,
music game? What the expectations when you're not artists don't even look at that type of like album sales of trying to go platinum or gold anymore, or diamond.
mm-hmm.
They've changed the way they sell and do business, right?
They do, but they don't because Adele, they use old standards with her, and she deserves it. She deserves it. That girl be going triple platinum, whatever you want to call it. Adele is selling. You know what I'm saying? Whitney Houston sold. Mariah Carey sold. So you can use those standards with them. But then you think about somebody like Soldier Boy, or you think about Master P. These people were innovative in how they got on. You know what I'm saying? And maybe people could do it again. I remember being in the 90s stationed in DC, and there was always them underground rappers, kind of like the NBA Young Boy, Young Dirk, G Herbo, all these underground rappers who don't even try to go the traditional way. They just be making that bank, and they be making a lot of it. But I remember back in the day, that shit was going on back then, and they made a nice little change here and there. But look how they doing it now, because Spotify, you got different ways of earning. You can make more money selling a song of yours for $1.50, you know, than trying to worry about getting a damn record deal and have them put all this money out. And then when it's time for you to get paid, they talking about how much you owe them and shit. Look at the story that TLC did when they was telling you, I can show y'all how you can sell 10 million records and go broke and be broke and file bankruptcy. But let me answer some of these questions. The active activist said they told Bud he could see the books. No, there's certain things that they didn't want to let him see. They might have let him see some stuff, but not enough. You have to be cognitive of everything. Bernard Hopkins is speaking to this point, active activists, about how people are not being transparent, and he hope it get to a point where it's all open in front of everybody. Because the last thing, and you can go back to Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson have stopped a fight before it happened, or was threatening to stop a fight because of the money that he was going to make through the media with his fight selling overseas, and he didn't know about it. Time out, training time out. We got to renegotiate this shit. Y'all ain't tell me about this money coming from over here. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing new. Jerry said, "What's up, Jerry? Welcome to the building, was Papa King." He said, "What resume? Broner lost to everyone he stepped up to. His best win is eight points victory, close to the close at that over Malinaji." What we saying, Jerry, is that Broner by far have a better resume than a lot of people. Broner was never a ducker. He never was into that, to my knowledge, that marination shit. I'm sure Big Fish feel the same way. He fought some tough opponents. It
Yeah,
wasn't like he was trying to hide and be like, oh, nah, this might make me lose. Broner never had that type of attitude. You can't say that about a lot of other fighters these days.
yeah. We prefaced that before we said that. We know he lost him, but he fought good competition.
Yeah.
That's what we said, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. ATL was popping, King. He said, Queen T, salute. I'm just getting off work, Charlie. What's good? He said mediation. He said reformation. Uh, he said Spence ain't ducked nobody. I believe he did. But I'm gonna ask you this, Big Fish. What now to my assessment that the Keith Thurman and Earl Spence fight was never official. It was never done. What do you say to that?
Yeah. I don't. I Everything about that topic is all assumption, pretty much. So whatever your assumption is, I couldn't tell you wrong on it at all. So I feel that it's one of those things. They they put something out there. Whoever Al Heyman, Earl Spence team, they put something out there like, hey, this might happen, and they getting feedback and saying, okay, the people don't want to see this, so we might have to go another route. So I don't think it's set in stone at all. If that's what your
Yeah.
position is on it, then I agree with you. I
That's
think.
all I was saying. I say in a sense they were putting it out as if it was a real thing. It was done deal, and it never was. So
Hmm.
to me, I can act like you said, we can assume. So my assumption is there was a stall tactic. Cause what is it if it wasn't real? Then what was that? It was the original date was December 17th. Then it got moved to February. The only reason it got pushed back to April is because Earl Spence hurt his leg. He made a command decision. None of the sanction bodies made him go in depth like they just did Charlo. Like
Hmm.
gave him a deadline to say, yeah, you got to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you look up their response, PBC or Mauricio and them, they say we only know what he told us in the video. That
Oh,
is bullshit. That is bullshit because Charlo couldn't tell you, he couldn't just show you that picture and have that blanket statement that his doctor did. They was like, you got to January 5th to give us more in depth and show us proof beyond a shadow of doubt that you say your situation is your situation.
oh,
Earl didn't have to go through that.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and try to give good reason why Earl Spence would stall. He got hurt in a car accident, so he's trying to heal up from that. That could be a reason why he's stalling. Uh, he wants to fight Keith Thurman, um, maybe at 154. To when he gets healed up, like what is he stalling against? Who is his mandatory? Who's he lined up to fight?
What I'm saying is, when they had December 17th, that's the date.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a short, Big Fish. I don't know if you caught it, where I was explaining how there was never no official announcement, but you had a date, and you never had a purse bid, but you had a date. And again, I do take in consideration that Earl Spence meant what he said. He don't want to fight the nigga. So I mean that's his choice. He don't want to fight the nigga. Keith Thurman can be sitting over there saying, I'm not finna fight you with no belts on the line. So these are their choices. But my point is,
are you talking about present day or are you talking about back
I'm
in the
talking about from that day forward. I'm talking about when they moved the date to February. That was supposed to be a concrete date. But what I'm saying is it never was a real thing. Because if it was a real date, Big Fish, and Earl Spence, let's say he never had the car accident, then that fight would be on right now.
So
the only reason that fight ain't on is because he had a car accident and Earl pushed the date back.
I didn't know there was a date for 2023. I thought that everybody was just saying it was open ended. Like Bud didn't have any information on what part of the year it would be. So that's why I had asked. My question was if I'm on Bud's team or if I'm Bud, when they would have came back to with the counter offer and saying, hey, this fight is in 2023. I'm gonna ask if I'm Bud, what 2023, what month, what day? So,
but my understanding is either was this, I can't remember the date, so y'all excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 7th or the 15th. It was a concrete date for February for Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. But in my head, that was never a real thing.
I thought you were talking about Bud. I thought you said there
Bud,
was a concrete date for Bud and Earl. Okay.
no. When Bud announced that he was gonna fight, as y'all call him, David Avocado, and then Spence has, what Spence has said about the 19th, and of course that didn't happen. And then the WBC had ordered Spence to fight Keith Thurman by December 17th. It was supposed to be his card, and Frank Martin was going to be on that card. That never happened because the WBA came in and chimed in and said, no, we ordering that fight as well, but we pushing the date to February. So now the whole boxing community think the fight is on. Never was there a purse bid. Never was, nothing. Like everything was ass backwards. It was just people telling us dates. And I was like, this fight ain't never happening. They have not agreed to this, but they're talking to us like it's a done deal. So then Earl gets hurt. Earl makes a command decision without no amplifying proof. He didn't do it in an all the way legitimate way, but we know he had the accident. Said his leg was hurting. And this is what his words were. April, May, June, I'm coming back. That's not concrete. If me and you have something concrete, Big Fish, and something happened where we couldn't go through with it, the best we can do is postpone it, right?
Yeah.
If we postpone it, that means we already got the contract. The only tweaking of the contract we need to do is change the dates.
So for who? Thurman and Spence or Bud and
Yeah. That's the only thing that I'm saying. We over the fact that that Thurman and Spence they supposed to be next. Once Bud had the fight with David Avocado, this
like who?
Thurman and Spence fight.
But this the thing with the Spence and Thurman fight. I've never heard Thurman say anything about this fight. I've
No.
never heard Spence,
Mhm.
and we definitely ain't heard Al Heyman say anything
No, they
about this
did.
fight.
They did put out that their fight was going to be in February. I don't know how y'all missed it.
Who? Yeah, I'm seriously lost. I don't remember any announcement that Keith Thurman and Earl Spence was official.
That's what they were putting out, but like I said, if you watch my short, I break it down. There was never no official announcement. Earl Spence postponed that fight
Yeah, that's what.
inadvertently. He
Yeah, I
postponed
don't
it.
even think there was like any back. Like I don't see any side. I haven't seen. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm
Yeah.
lost on this. I haven't seen anything saying that there was a legitimate want from Earl Spence to even fight this dude to begin with.
Well, we always knew that Earl Spence never wanted to fight Keith Thurman, but that's what Al Heyman and them wanted. They are the ones who was pushing it. I've always had in the back of my head that the whole reason why I knew it wasn't happening, because I thought in my head, this is my thoughts, that Earl Spence was standing 10 toes down. I'm not fighting this nigga.
Uh,
And I also believe, like you said, you ain't heard Keith Thurman say shit. And when this nigga never talked. And I believe that he was like, nigga, I'm not fighting for no damn 154 and no belt. And I'm gonna pay y'all sanction and fees. And I ain't gonna be able to win no fucking belt. And the
I,
best you gonna tell me is I get to keep my position, which I already got. What kind
you,
of shit is that?
you know what, Miss T? I'm tripping. I need to go get my Gen Cobra because I got fuzziness. Okay, I do know why you saying what you're saying now because I'm tripping. Like I've been away from boxing for talking. Okay,
Yeah,
so they did request special permission to to hold on to the belts or whatever. So okay,
yeah.
yeah.
That just yeah, because he requested that
Mm-hmm.
November 14th. I call it asking for training wheels. So I mean Earl
Yeah,
Spencer
yeah, my
team,
bad.
so but I'm just saying the end of the day, when I look at the totality, that just amounts to, for me, a stalling tactic. Because all the boxing was thinking Keith Thurman and Earl Spence next. We got February. Oh, he had an accident.
So
You got to
so
push it back.
so what's the alternative then? If he's stalling, what is he stalling for? Is
Y'all
he
have to put
stalling
the
and
mic.
gonna fight Keith, or he's stalling and gonna do something else? What are you saying?
Y'all got to put the mic in front of his face. I don't know what he going
No,
through.
no, I'm
And
saying I know you. I'm just saying, what is your assumption? What is your
okay,
assumption?
I think that Earl Spence has backed himself into a corner, as I've been saying. I think he put himself in a pickle. I think he realizing he a man like everybody else, because when you come out and you hungry, you that young lion. That's what made a lot of people endear themselves to Earl Spence. He was ready. He wanted the smoke. He wanted it from everybody. He begrudged people who felt like they was giving him the stiff arm, like Keith Thurman. Like backing off, is coming off sounding like a punk, like you scared and shit. But then it turned out that he going through the same thing. You criticize Keith Thurman, him and his fans, for having injuries, and you call the man a liar, even though not you. I'm not saying you per se, so don't take it like that. But when I'm saying you, like the world, calling Keith Thurman a liar, y'all ain't had no proof. The man told you
Mm,
what he said. Now we can believe what we want to believe, but that's how the world treated him.
no.
And now Earl Spence getting the same treatment.
You know my position on Keith Thurman. You forgot.
What?
I'm not one of those guys who said Keith Thurman was ducking Earl
Yeah,
Spence. We did a timeline, and it was Earl Spence wasn't even deserving of a fight with Keith
yeah,
Thurman, in my opinion. So I don't feel that way. I don't feel that Keith Thurman ducked Earl Spence, and I didn't criticize him,
yeah,
about the injuries. I know you saying that I didn't. You weren't saying me, but
yeah. I wasn't saying
anybody who's saying that they just don't. They ain't looking at it, from a objective point of view. They don't like Keith Thurman or whatever the case may
yeah,
be, or they just don't. They got the right to see it how they want to see it, but I just don't agree with that position. It's just
and,
like
it's just like Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence right now fighting Boots. Like that. That's not a good move for them. It's a high risk, low reward. Really, no reward for fighting Boots. So that
Yeah,
was.
and see, and I got the same perspective you have when it
Mm-hmm.
came to Keith Thurman. I was a big Keith Thurman fan.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more. I was a fan of his before I was a Bud fan. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Now, what I will say is, Keith, as time wore on, you kind of look suspect. So I can't readily just run to his defense. What's up, ATL? Let me ATL with all that noise. Get your noise straight, ATL. I like your picture though. Jerry, let me address something. Of course they would let that happen again. Pay-per-view is about making money. Floyd made plenty of people rich. You reaching. Jerry, I don't know what the hell you talking about. Bud Trainer said we got the last piece of the puzzle. He said Bud was being unrealistic, leveraging his belt. That's what Bomac said, active activist. I gotta look into that. Sir Ampo said hot box. Jerry said before Floyd, it was Oscar and Tyson. Giant pay-per-view they had. You said Oscar, I believe before Floyd, yeah. Tyson, yeah, Mike Tyson too. But I'm saying when you if you go and pull up the list of best pay-per-views, it's gonna go Floyd, and then Tyson. And Jerry said people talk
Holyfield
about
used to have some big numbers too, didn't he?
yeah, but I'm saying if you look at their benchmarks, if you look at they gonna go by the most, right? It's not Miss T's feelings, it's they gonna go by the most. And the last time I saw it, it was Floyd, and I think Tyson, and then they didn't I didn't even see Holyfield, but then they put up the new age group people, and it's Deontay and Canelo. So I'm just saying, y'all. Jerry said people talk about Floyd being 50-0. Chavez had 86 fights before he lost. What happened to that goalpost? Ain't no goalpost, Jerry. Stay within reality. Is if Chavez would have stopped fighting at 85, then he'd be the man. But the nigga didn't, did he? He kept fighting with his dumb ass. And now he not the man. He ain't break the record. But he's a great fighter. Nothing to take away from Chavez. He is the man in Mexico. But
That's called
he is
mark.
the one who did it to himself. Am I lying, y'all?
That's called marketing. He was a better marketer than the 50-0 sound way better than 86-0. So
But
it didn't
if
work.
Chavez would have stopped at 85, who would have caught him?
Nah, yeah, that's a whole different. To me, that's different. Like that's a feat within itself. Like that's great. Nobody is crediting that, but it didn't get profited. Uh, he didn't make a profit off of that like Floyd Mayweather did. So that's his fault. That ain't Floyd's fault. And nobody moved the goalpost.
Exactly.
He
So
wasn't
Jerry,
set
you be
out of them 86 fights. I don't know the numbers, but them 86 fights wasn't no pay-per-view fights and all of that. So
yeah.
like, come
Jerry,
on.
that's why you be apples and oranges. But ATL, what's up, Shawty?
What's going on, Queen T?
Good with you.
Man, I'm tired as hell, Sean.
Putting a long day work in, huh?
Man, what? I work at, I know you know what Take Five Oil is.
Nah.
It's the oil place, it's new shit. You know what I'm saying? You pull up real fast, you know what I'm saying? We get you up out of there.
Oh,
We
Big
do,
Fish, you
we,
know about them?
ATL they done put oil cap back on today. What's up, ATL? What's
What's
going on?
going on, man?
Chilling,
Well, what
bro.
I did about 55 oil caps.
Hey, I
He
did
said,
that shit before. I checked my oil. I was making a road trip, man. I checked my oil and then put the oil cap back on. Drove about 20 miles and said, "Oh shit."
Damn.
Ruined the whole car.
Damn, that's fucked up.
y'all better make sure y'all wear y'all mask.
What's
Don't
going
be
on?
breathing
What's
them fumes.
I
Hey,
know I done at the other day I got down woke up. I done sucked up so much damn exhaust, goddamn. I'm coughing this shit. No, I got bronchitis and shit. I'm thinking the window open. This shit ain't no window open. I done sucked all the damn exhaust out the goddamn cars and shit.
Shit. I remember my friend was a truck driver, and he would like pull over. When he would come visit, he would like pull at the rest stop near where I live, just stopping through the state. And that motherfucker said, come up here. And I come up. Man, he said, bring all your cars. He had an oil tanker friend, they had gas
shit.
on the side. He would like fill up all my fucking gas.
Yeah, that's some real shit.
But then I was like, is it strong? Is it diluted? I was scared because I was like, man, it might be in the tank strong as a bitch, but I don't know how it go in the ground. Is the ground already got some mixture or something with it? I don't know. It's like, what the fuck, man? I did it a couple of times, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do it no more. I got scared. But what's up with you, ATL? What you got on it?
Man, I just joined y'all, so I really don't know what y'all were talking about, honestly.
Me and Big Fish been politicking real good. Like, we've been kind of on the same page and all that. You got any questions for him, Big Fish? Like, to clue him in?
So, okay, I got a question for you. Wilder is complaining about, his money situation. With
Wilder?
Yeah.
You said Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, Deontay Wilder. He so the same amount of money, or should expect the same amount of money after a draw and 2 losses, fighting a C level, B level opponent.
I mean, Deontay is that dude, man. Like, I don't know. Everybody got their own opinions and their own thoughts on what go on in life and how certain things happen. But from my point of view, in my opinion, even though everybody know what the hell went on, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to go back and forth and talk about it and argue about it because everybody's seen what the hell went on. And so at the end of the day,
you talking about the gloves?
I'm talking about all that. Everybody, you know what I'm talking about. So at the end of the day, for him to go through all that and still be here, he is the face of the heavyweights right now, and everybody wants to know what he's doing. And the heavyweight division ain't nothing without him right now, bro. Like, they trying to make it seem like that without him, but ain't nobody drawing no money or people in to the fights like he is. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's still worth whatever, man, because everybody know deep down, even the company know, nigga, you can't lie to yourself, bro. I'm sorry, you just can't lie to yourself. Wrong is wrong. When you know you done wrong and you had your hands in wrong, you never gonna forget that. You can't forget that. You know what I'm saying? So it's still good people out there with good hearts and don't like what happened to him. So of course people gonna have his back, just like me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, Big Fish, we Wilder fans over here.
I ain't got nothing against it. I'm just reality. Like, I understand y'all talking about fairness. What that would be fair to him for him to get paid, but they not going off of fairness. They going off of his star has been dimmed. So you got to take a deduction and pay. That goes for everybody, not just him. If Manny Pacquiao, he stopped making as much money as he did at one point. Like, everybody, appeal goes down at some point, especially when you lose.
But that's deduction, but we ain't saying robbery though.
Well, what's the robbery? Like
well, if you used to making 15 million, don't turn around and try to pay a nigga 700,000. Come on, Sean.
But if that's what the market say you worth, then
how do you conclude that in one fight?
Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Whatever he signed for and whoever he fight and whatever he get paid, that's what he's gonna be worth, Miss T.
Cause y'all know Andy Ruiz got ordered to fight some guy named Herkovich or something. He ain't fighting
nobody
Deontay.
care about that. Yeah, don't nobody even care about that.
So I mean, I do agree. The fight to make the top guys will be Tyson, Usyk, Deontay, and still even AJ. And I heard somebody talk about AJ today. I don't know who channel this was, but shout outs to them. They were saying the same thing I said with him getting with Derek James. I don't know how you feel about that, Big Fish, but
Hey,
it's not
Man,
Derek James.
I
It's
can't stand
it's
Anthony Joshua. He could train with Thanos and I ain't gonna help.
hey, I ain't gonna flex though. I seen an interview the other day with somebody was interviewing Derek James and asking him about Anthony Joshua and how he was and how he doing the camp and his attitude and everything. And Derek James, they had nothing but good words to say about Joshua, man. And he told Joshua straight up, like, look, this ain't no one day you come down here and, you know what I'm saying, you think you're going to learn some shit. He said it's going to take a couple of days. So Anthony Joshua is like, shit, I'm here for 4 days. And so they kicked the
shit. He gonna
chill.
need more than that.
I'm just saying, I'm just telling
Yeah.
you what he said out his mouth,
Yeah.
Derek James. They kicked the chill. He said they got a bond. He respectable. He understand what's going on, and he like what he sees so far. So, I fuck with Derek James. So
Let me tell you, AJ problem is AJ. That's his problem. It ain't Derek. It ain't his trainers.
I still think
AJ.
this is my opinion, Ms. T, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know about Derek James and his work ethic and what he wants from his fighters. You know what I'm saying? Just like he said, he said Anthony Joshua very athletic, which he is. So this is my opinion. I don't care what nobody else think. I really feel like he's gonna help Anthony Joshua get back to where he need to be at, bro. I promise you that, and I'm gonna say this on your show, like I say everything else. I think Derek James is the key to Anthony Joshua, and I don't care what nobody say, but I promise y'all, when he get in that ring against Buddy, you're gonna see a whole new different Anthony Joshua, and I put money on that with anybody.
I promise y'all, when Anthony Joshua, I don't know who he gonna fight, to be honest, Big Fish.
Somebody Franklin or some shit.
I promise you, if he get in trouble,
when he fight Fury, I bet with you.
Yeah. Look. When AJ fight and he run into any kind of trouble, he gonna revert back to himself.
I wouldn't bet nobody against Fury because Fury, we already know what he on. So I wouldn't bet nobody. I wouldn't bet nobody against
Wilder,
Fury.
Who you taking? So Wilder, your boy. So you wouldn't bet against him, huh?
Wilder, my boy, but I don't fuck with Tyson Fury like that because
no, I'm talking about Wilder versus Joshua.
Wilder versus Joshua, I'm going with fucking Wilder. What the hell?
No, I'm asking. That's
yeah. I'm riding with Wilder. No,
because only reason why I'm asking because you was just saying
I used to fuck with Joshua back in the day when he first came out and he was doing this shit. But then when he let them pull that duck move on Wilder back then, I stopped fucking with him like that. And then he started seeing his karma from running. You know what I'm saying? That could have been one of the biggest fights in boxing, and he let that shit go.
A lot of people say Wilder ducked that fight.
Man, Wilder had 50 million, bro.
But I still say this is my personal opinion. I think AJ is timid and he's a little frazzled and he's scared. And ain't nothing wrong with that. We all humans. This can happen. I don't care what kind of man you think you are. A man can be scared just like a woman can be scared. And I think you see that in AJ, and that's his problem. It's a confidence thing with him. And you can train him and show him anybody can add to his game. Any trainer could. Not just Derek James, but the problem ain't Derek, it's AJ.
Do he got any kids?
Well, AJ got a son, I know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many.
That should be more reasons for me. This is my opinion. That should be more reason. If this your profession, this what you in. You're gonna get paid regardless. So if you got a son, go and do that shit. What the fuck you scared for, bro?
Nigga, AJ set for life. I know he ain't giving a fuck about nothing what we talked about.
But still, if you set for life, go sit your ass down.
But he signed them contracts. He just signed a contract with the Zone. He gonna finish out his career with the Zone and Eddie Hearn. because he signed them lifelong contracts with them. And hey, they like Big Fish be saying about Earl, if he like it, we gotta love it because he feel like Eddie did right by him, and he gonna ride it till the wheels fall off with Eddie and the Zone. But Joshua just go over there to the Middle East and do a fight. I mean, hell, him and Usyk just made 75 million a piece.
Hey, that's cool though, and that was a good ass fight.
Yeah,
I wasn't even mad at him. You know what I'm saying?
it's not that AJ can't. Sometimes that bulkiness can hurt you, as we seen with Deontay. Sometimes it can help you, as we see with Tyson Fury. It's AJ, y'all. It's AJ. I don't care who he rolled up with.
But then that's my perfect example, Miss T. Just look like everybody was talking shit about Deontay. But look how he came back and how sharp he looked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was
why that can't happen. Why that can't happen with AJ?
Well, you talking about Helenius?
You talking about Wilder last fight?
Yeah, I
know.
Yeah.
Man,
I couldn't see much on that one.
Man, yeah, ATL.
I'm just talking about how he moved. He looked different. He punched to the body. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to move. He didn't just stand right there. He wasn't just throwing that one punch. He was throwing combinations. He was punching to the body. He was doing a lot of stuff in that first round before he got that one punch.
That punch wasn't spectacular to me. But this is Wilder.
But he set it up.
He can't hit you. Yeah, he did set it up.
That's what I'm saying. He never done that before. He just continuously swung the 1-2.
No.
1-2.
The second motherfucking Ortiz fight.
Yeah, he caught him with that, but I'm just saying.
Set that shit up too.
My whole point is that you got time to change.
Mm-hmm.
Wilder has been the same fighter since the day I've seen him. Like I'm not insulting the man. It's because I don't have nothing against him at all. It's just
you got to.
It's like he just relied on that power so much that he didn't practice on nothing else.
I'm gonna tell you like this, just being real. You know what I'm saying? And not even on no boxing shit, but if you really understood Wilder and what he stand for, I feel like you would really understand what's really going on. But you know what I'm saying? For you to, you know what I'm saying, like Tyson Fury, like I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know everybody had their own thoughts and everybody ain't the same, but if you really understand what Wilder went through and why he's still in the boxing game right now, then
take the Tyson Fury equation out the situation. The fights before that, most of the fights that I've seen Deontay Wilder in, he's down on the scorecards. He's not taking no beating, but he's losing on the scorecards because he's waiting for that one shot that
exactly.
he always
you know who else like that though, Big Fish?
Who is that?
Your boy that you like right now, who I like too. Tank Davis.
Yeah, mm-hmm. So but now it's way like Tank Davis he can throw every punch in the book, Miss T.
Well, we know that Tank can fight.
Them two completely different skill sets. Tank got way more in the toolbox than what Deontay got.
And we got the active activists in here. I was about to answer some of your questions. Let me answer this one question with you, active activists. Yes, they ordered the fight with Keith Thurman. We know that WBC ordered that fight with him, but that fight has never officially been made, or the contracts have not been signed. I put out two shorts, I think, that explain that shit. Why I know for a fact that shit didn't happen, and for me, I'm looking at the totality of it. So what's the end game? You stalling? What is Earl Spence doing? He's stalling.
Oh yeah, I just posted that because I thought it had something in it talking about how it was a speculation, or maybe it was gonna say something in there about it could have been in February or whatever. That's why I posted it. I wasn't questioning. I'm with you. We talked about that.
Yeah. Well, what you got on it?
Shit, I'm listening. I'm listening to Brother Big Fish, boy ATL. Shit, I agree with ATL. I mean, you know, that's what I've always said about Wilder. I said if he could, he don't even got to learn how to be a great boxer. He just need to do basic boxing, and he's so damn strong, it'll work. I've been saying that. I say, man, if he just imagine them punches and them wild hard punches he be throwing when he miss trying to knock somebody out, hitting them in their face. If he put it on their body, this dude could be breaking people ribs, rupturing people's spleens, livers, etc. Saying, yeah, he, you know, he did do everything ATL was saying in the fight against Hellenius. That's all I ever said. I said if he'd have boxed against Fury when we went to go see them in Vegas, he'd have won. But you know, him being a headhunter, relying on his power too much, and not relying on basic boxing, you know, it make a difference. And I mean, maybe Robert Hellenius is not a high enough caliber fighter for people to believe that Deontay Wilder has, you know, got some new tools in the box. But I mean, we'll see. Like I say, one fight it could be a fluke, but we'll see how he performs next fight. And if he's moving around, like you said, not being flat footed, not just going for the 1-2, you know, he basically, I compare him to a young Roger Mayweather. You know, that's how Roger Mayweather was. And he said that, hey, a 1-2 was all he needed. 1-2 did great for him in his career, but he wasn't no body puncher or no true boxer. He just knew how to set that damn 1-2 up. So if Deontay can stay away from just relying on that and get more complete as a heavyweight boxer and not just a heavyweight hard hitter, yeah, he gonna be a dangerous man.
Hey, Mark Nash, you said, but will it Derek James or the opponent? What you mean by that? I don't know, because we was just talking about. I say, I really believe it's not any trainer. I do believe any trainer can bring some good nuggets to anybody's game. Anybody, and Derek James is a good trainer. I just don't think in AJ's situation it's the trainer. It is all AJ. And then AJ got to make changes within himself. He got to get his confidence. He got to, he got to execute whatever game plan and believe in the game plan he's trying to implement. It's all on AJ. It is not really the trainer.
AJ been different since Ruiz knocked him out the first time. Ever since then, he's not the same. And it's like you said, his confidence is gone. He know he can't take no punches from somebody that can hit hard. And yeah, he couldn't recover. Ruiz touched him and he kept touching him. And yeah, that's why I mean I feel like, yeah, like you said, AJ was ducking. That they could have been had the Wilder AJ fight. You know, first it was, oh, the contract ain't right. Then when Wilder said, okay, I accept the contract. However they put it up, then AJ, oh well, you know, it's just not the right time in my career for that fight. Nigga, don't nobody want to hear that. Now when the person that's calling you out acquiesce to your demands and then you still pull out and say, you know what, never mind, nigga, that's you scared. He was still undefeated at that time, and he looked at Wilder as a threat that could potentially put that loss on his belt. And what it ended up being Ruiz instead of Wilder.
Yeah, and then we got a lot of that going on. And like I said, we in 2023, fellas, and I want boxing to change. I want everybody to get this notion out their head, the Floyd Mayweather era. You're not Floyd. You ain't going to be like Floyd. Get it out your head. I want us to be able to. I started this program talking about Adrien Broner and the narratives they already trying to put out, basically saying if he don't win, it's belly up for Adrien. Like they making contingency plans. BLK need to scrap everything. First of all, I want y'all to know that BLK is sustained. Is that entity or that organization, their corporation, whatever, is sustained. It's good to go. You know, no matter how many people trying to me, in a sense, either sabotage or downplay them or whatever, BLK gonna be okay. I would say that PBC shouldn't look down on it because it might be the very thing, Big Fish. I'm saying this to you because I know you're an Earl fan and all, and ATL. It might be the very thing that saves people like PBC, because they gotta find a place to showcase their talent, and what better place than some out there, you know, whether it's BLK, the Zone, or whoever. Hold on. I'm okay. Hold on. I don't know why. What's going on? Why I can't? Okay, we got all y'all in. Mark Nash, what's popping, King? Welcome to the building.
What up, though? How you feel?
I'm good. I'm good. What you got on it?
Man, thanks for having me on. How everybody doing this evening?
We
Hey,
good. We
bro.
good.
Cooling,
Doing
man. What's
good,
going on
man.
with you?
Yo,
Man, I'm good. Drinking my water over here. Listen to the Queen told me to drink that water.
Most
Plus,
definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm about what? I had about 32-ounce cups today so far, so I'm behind. It's about 64 ounces, so I'm good.
You
But
good?
I want to speak on what you was talking about with the BLK and the Adrien Broner situation.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 1,000,000,000%. It seems like it's a group and a contingency out here that wants to see them fail. Now, I don't know where this came from, where boxing fans are fans of promotional companies and networks more than they are fans of fighters. This is kind of like a lot of weird energy out here. I don't know where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a theory. You want to put a case on it? You want to hear my theory,
Go
Missy?
ahead. Yeah, put your case. Dong dong.
Dum
Dong
dum, put a
dong.
case
Yeah,
on it.
that's how you do. Yeah. That's what he
I'm
do
put
on
a
his
case
channel,
on it.
y'all.
I'm put a case on it. Now, this is just me. I have no evidence of this, but it seems the contingency of the people who want to see BLK Prime fail are people who are upset that they didn't get the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford fight. So they are upset that Terrence took the BLK route and fought David Avenesian instead of fighting Errol Spence.
Mm-hmm.
So BLK Prime gets a lot of slander that's residual from people who just want to see Terrence Crawford fail.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Like, nobody seen that man check, but they was like, they ain't got the money. How they gonna pay him? I remember seeing people saying, oh, it's gonna be in Omaha, it's gonna be empty. They don't have a real license. But once that event came out, nobody could deny the production looked good. It was official, star-studded. It started on time, it ended on time. The production looked great. And the guy went in there and performed his ass off. He did what he's supposed to do. So it seems like the people who bash BLK Prime and want to see it fail are people who pretty much they're just Errol Spence fans and they want to see Terrence Crawford fail. But Terrence Crawford don't have a long-term deal with them. I think this is good for boxing to have options. And options are a beautiful thing in anything in life, except for relationships and marriage, of course. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as far as boxing, like, yeah, man, we want to have different choices for fighters. And this is a good avenue for independent boxers. Every fighter that I've interviewed who I've talked to when it comes to this, they are happy with their BLK Prime situation. And I've talked to all three of these guys who was Adrien Broner's replacement. I talked to Ivan about what happened with him and Start Boxing. It wasn't BLK Prime. He said they did great by me. Start Boxing wouldn't sign the release. They just kept adding stuff to it. Hank Lundy had a different situation with his promoter, who said, hey, look, you can't fight over here because you pulled out of my fight. It has nothing to do with BLK Prime. Mike Williams Jr., when they got offered it, he sent it back the same day. Man, this is a good deal. Life-changing money for us, over 6 figures, man. They're making damn good money for this fight. Life-changing money for him and his family. They're
Red
all
cash.
happy. Yeah, I say him first.
Yeah, he would.
Red cash first.
Yeah, because his family is in the Ukraine, you guys, and that would have been a nice little check. Because let's face it, after this war, you're gonna have to still live. You're gonna have to build. And
he got a daughter. His daughter's there, but the rest of his family's in California with him. But he does have a daughter still in Ukraine, though. Yeah, when I talk to him, but he's gonna be at the fight though in Atlanta. And I'm gonna chop it up with him again. So I'll see him when he comes down. But I think Hank Lundy's still gonna come down too. So these people are still gonna come to the event and support the event, even though they got pulled out the fight. So I just think it's kind of a lot of weird energy that people just want to see this company feel. I don't care if you root for AB or root for Michael Williams Jr., but to want to see a company fail so bad, and some of these same people it's us people. I'm gonna just put it out there. They look like me and you. They supposed to be pro-black, and they all pro-PBC because it's supposed to be a black company. I was like, well, BLK Prime's supposed to be black too, but it's just like a whole. Like I said, I've never seen this before. Other than, I think it's stuff going on behind the scenes. I don't know for certain because I haven't talked to anybody and I don't have firsthand information. But when I see people with this kind of energy where it's just so strong and so negative with no firsthand information, I'm like, bro, I've talked to the promoter, Christy Martin. I talked to Ivan. I talked to Hank. I talked to Michael Williams Jr. I should have AB on the show next week.
I saw the interviews, yeah,
I'm like, who are y'all talking to get y'all information? Because I'm out here. I'm working in this thing. And I'm not getting none of this stuff that y'all saying, but I'll hear the sources say, well, I do this and that, but you can't tell me who or nothing. I'm like, bro, well, how about this? I don't get that from Ellie. Ellie Setback, he doing the interview, they right there. Seconds out, they right there. You get what I'm saying? I'm doing my interview, the person right there. So, but you got all this hidden secret agenda meetings that nobody never heard of it. Never heard of it. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, I don't get it, sis. And I be like, I just don't be buying it. In the words of Jay-Z, we don't believe you. You need more people or you need more interviews, homie. But all of this cappity cap, Dr. Seuss big capping, I don't respect it. I don't respect your pen, your journalism. I don't respect your microphone because these dudes ain't even doing no work. You know how easy it is to get an interview with somebody? Sending a DM.
Nah, you gotta tell me. Hey, look, Mark Lash, you gotta tell me about it because I ain't been able to do it yet.
No, I'll help you out. It's not as hard as people think. It's not as hard as people think. And I get a lot of interviews when I tell myself, all right, this is gonna be an interview month. Then we're gonna do about 5 this month. We fuck around and get 5 in a week, and I'm like, damn, I'm burnt out. I don't want to do.
You know who I've been trying to get? Keith Thurman. Oh my God, I've been trying to get this man. Hell,
he been kind of radio silent for a minute, but he's accessible though. But Keith Thurman is accessible.
I don't know what social media I've called this gym, and I'm about to go down there because I got a friend that live down there in St. Pete, and I'm about to go down there and see if I can get in with him. Or whatever,
put your email in a private chat, and I'll email you after the show.
All right.
But yeah, man, I just feel like I don't know what it is. If it's just residual hate, but come on, man. These people, this doesn't seem like a bad company. When they sent me my letter for my credentials, it was laid out very nice, very respectful. That's why I wanted to talk to you too about when I saw your opening. You was like, you was about to go down there with somebody and they switched something out. Yeah. I don't think it's too late. I can plug you in to see if I can help you out getting your credentials if you're still trying to come. Because and I'll tell you who to send it.
I'm actually gonna follow because I just got out of the hospital. I had COVID, and the COVID wasn't too bad, but I had an asthma attack. Active activists know how I be getting these asthma attacks, and that proved to be real dangerous. So I do advise people when those risk factors that they tell y'all about people, do adhere to them because asthma and COVID ain't gonna mix well. I almost lost my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. And so
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all good. I'm on the mend, but shit, I was like, well, I couldn't even maintain oxygen. And you know you can't live if you can't maintain oxygen. I couldn't because of that combination. So I think it's best, because I've been out trying to pay a couple of bills since I got out the hospital, and I noticed that I'm weaker than I thought I was. So I said, you know what, I might probably need to just fall back for this whole month and just recuperate slowly but surely.
Yeah, you know your body better than anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to add my 2 cents in on that. Like, hey, look, I don't wish AB no bad. Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I hope he goes in the show out. But I think it would be wise for anybody who's invested X amount of dollars to somebody like for long term, especially somebody like AB, who has a history of losing focus. That's not me dissing him. That's what he says, right? You signed him up for 3 fights this year. I don't know when the last time he fought 3 times in a year. So it would be wise to have a contingency plan, just in case he loses, because you are
Well,
invested into him.
we shouldn't. We got to get out of this because he lost. He ain't no more good. If he put on a good show, then why not keep going to see his fights? Finish out the contract. It's not a loss. Because one thing about, like me and Big Fish was saying earlier, I had AB beating everybody he ever faced. And I root for AB every time. I don't know about you guys, ATL and Active Activist and Mark. I always have AB beaten. Like, he's just that good. But he don't let his hands go. But that don't mean I don't root for him. So it's not a loss for me to want to go to a fight of his or to even pay money for him to see him fight. So I don't like the contingency plan of he's belly up, scrap him, get rid of his last 2 fights. And that's what I was reading today.
Oh, that's what you meant by contingency plan. I thought you meant like, okay, have, where would you put him at? Where, like different opponents next.
Right.
I didn't know you meant like a way to scrap him and get him out this deal.
And then, of course, subsequently, BLK ain't nothing. And like I said, I couldn't go all the way back to the source of the head honcho, the HNIC, BLK. Like they tell you who it is, and it ain't a black person, but the person, all the affiliations that BLK have, they good, man. Y'all is not gonna sabotage them. Anybody's out there trying to bring them down and make them less than, you're not. Then with the Endeavor Corporation, they're a distributor. And once they said distributor, I already knew they good. What distributor ain't banking? I mean, somebody let me know. Somebody who in distributing business. What, like anybody, if you in the music business and you're a distributor, you making money. Ain't that, like I don't even want to bring up that subject no more. And I was about to go into the herb god and Suge Knight, and I ain't gonna go through that. But I mean, the whole thing when they was trying to be a distributor, that's where the money at. So they're a digital company, that a distributing company, and they global. So they good. So praying for their downfall, we need to stop that. That's all I was saying.
Also, a lot of people I looked up. Do you know who's sponsoring this event?
Now the last one, Warren Buffett was. I don't know who this. I didn't see who, but I'm sure they got good sponsors though. They do.
The Athlete's Foot.
Oh, okay.
The shoe company.
There you go.
I mean, lifestyle footwear. They call it a footwear lifestyle, but the shoe store, basically Athlete's Foot. Okay. Publicly traded company, big company. I looked up, they have their headquarters in America is actually in Atlanta too. So but their global their global headquarters is in Switzerland. But they're here in Atlanta with the Atlanta headquarters, and if I'm not mistaken, they got like 500 stores across the world. They got 30, you know what I'm saying, in 30 countries. Like, I don't think the Athlete's Foot is about to go broke behind this Adrien Broner fight. Whatever.
Exactly. And guess what? PBC, this might be a place you can utilize. We not mad at that. My email is in the private chat, Mark. But
I got it. I
got my co-host up here. I work with Active Activist as well, but he be on the road a lot. But my co-host right there, ATL Unanimous, he might be at the boxing thing. ATL, you need to get with Mark Nash. If y'all, are you there, ATM? I don't know. He might have dropped off.
He in Atlanta? Or is his name just ATL?
Well, he'll get to Atlanta. He's from Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so link up with me. I put my email in the private chat. Link up with me. But I live in Atlanta, so this event is like right down the block for me. I don't even have to get on the highway to get to this event. So this is gonna be fun for me. I'm gonna be at the red carpet event. I'm gonna do the whole week. I'm gonna do the whole media week. I'm gonna do the weigh-in, the media workout, the press conference, the weigh-in, and the fight. So I'm gonna get there early for the fight to do the red carpet thing. I think Shaq is gonna be there. Damar Hamlin, some rappers here from Atlanta, Rich Kid, all these folks, they're gonna pull up. So
I
Yeah, I'm gonna
forgot
be
the
there to
media
support it.
company. The media company that was tagged first when it was Red Cats and Broner. My nephew works with that company, so it was a little nepotism how I got in there. but you know, it's all to the goods. What you do with it when you get there, right?
Right. They using I think it's a
Yeah.
company called Talent Resources right now that's doing the media.
Right. They yeah. So when they switched it up, you know, everything changed. You know, but
I didn't
either
know that. I
way,
didn't know they switched it.
they you know, like when they had to move, it was the dates have been moved and everything. Like once they had to switch because those fights, I did a show on why I thought it was sabotage with Red
Mm,
Catch and Hank Lundy. Because think about it, Hank Lundy had a cut. Like when you have a cut or a concussion or something in the fight, you have to sit down, right? If I'm not mistaken, you have to sit down. You can't come back like right away. So he had to pull out of a fight, but the time frame it took before he could come back was in time for him to do this fight with Adrien Broner. And so for them to
correct.
pull him out the fight don't make sense to me because your manager is still going to get his cut, or your promoter, whoever you sign with. That shit with Red Cash, there's no excuse for that shit. There's none.
Well,
To
what?
me,
Well, when I talked to Ivan, he said the problem was his promoter, Start Boxing, Joe DeGuardio, was just being
yeah,
greedy. He wanted to
yeah.
get his fighters on the card. He wanted his name on the ring apron. He just was asking them to do too much.
And
And
out of
then he was
spite.
trying. Well, I don't know if it was out of spite. It just could be out of greed because
Mm-hmm.
Star Boxing don't have a lot of events. If you look at their roster and look
Mm-hmm.
at what the events they have going on, it's pretty dead and dry over there.
Right,
So,
right.
so maybe he's just trying to capitalize. Like, hey, we need to keep. Once he realized how big this fight was about to be with the
Uh-huh.
press conference, he was like, "We just shit. I need to get two of my fighters on this card.
But
I want my next."
from
Sorry,
what
go ahead.
I heard, BLK tried to finesse them a little bit and offer them a 5-figure salary separate from what he would have got uh for his percentage for his fighter fight. It would have been extra. He
Give me
couldn't be
what you
bought.
mean.
Like
Be specific.
BLK was trying to offer him an additional 5 figures. Because as his manager or promoter or whatever, a Red Catch manager promoter, he was going to get a percentage of that pay,
Right.
right? Outside of that, BLK was like, "We'll give you an additional 5 figures." He couldn't be bothered.
Where you get that from?
That's what I heard on the street.
Okay.
Can't reveal my sources.
Okay. There you go. There you go. You
I
wanted them.
can't. No.
Okay.
Look, I can't reveal my sources, but that's what
Fair
I
enough.
heard. Now I
Well,
will tell y'all, I don't have no proof in front of me. I
okay.
trust my sources, but you don't have to believe me, you guys. That's
No, no,
all I'm
no.
gonna
It's
say.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying when I spoke to Ivan directly though,
Mm-hmm.
and I spoke to his wife Anya directly,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they put all the blame on their own promoter. It would be, and it's easier to blame somebody else other than your own promoter, right? But no,
That's what I'm
according to
talking
them,
about. That's what I'm talking about.
no. I thought you said BLK was trying to
No,
finesse them.
BLK was trying to pay Ivan's promoter something additional. Okay, let's say,
Okay,
okay, look.
right.
Say,
Because Starbucks,
right.
basically, in a nutshell, this is what I got from the direct source, direct information.
Right.
All he had to do was sign the bout agreement, and he was going to take his promoter's cut.
Mm-hmm.
He had to sign a release
Right.
to a release of work for Ivan.
Mm-hmm.
He never signed it. What he
Yes.
did was, in turn, he sent back a amendment, and he added to the release, and he had some demands.
Right.
BLK was like, we're not really comfortable with that. No, we're not putting your fighters on a blah blah blah. So they sent him back basically an amendment to that. He held on to that. And instead of giving that to Ivan, he rewrote his own 10-page bout agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan said, I've never signed a 10-page bout agreement before. It's
Mm-hmm.
always been 1 page, maybe 2, but not 10 pages.
Right.
But basically, his promoter, Joe DeGuardio,
Yep.
had made a whole new contract and basically saying, "Oh, I get to pick what's on your trunks. I get to pick your team, your
Mm-hmm.
cornerman. Everything has to go through me. And additional from that cut that I get from your bout agreement, I get a cut
Right.
off your purse." So basically, he has listed himself with Ivan as a co-promoter, but really he's
Right.
not a co-promoter.
Exactly. And
So this was
BLK tried to, in the spirit of let's get this done, try to appease Ivan's promoter in the
and that's
best
why
way
I
they
heard that,
could.
and that's where we're having a difference of opinion. Where Ivan said BLK, that's when they pulled out because Ivan said, "I told Joe, well, look, take the 30,000. I think it was like 30,000. He said you can take the 30,000 out of my purse because BLK wasn't about to give it to him. He said, look, you can take my whole purse. This is on record on the channel. You can hear the interview. He said, take my whole purse. And that's when Joe replied, well, I don't have to take your whole purse. We'll do 50-50. So now he wants 50% of Ivan's purse to fight Adrien Broner and just to sign the release. He
Right.
sends that back and Ivan agrees to it, but BLK says no. According to Ivan, BLK said, we're not comfortable giving the promoter 50% of the fighter's purse. That kind of will go against the Ali Act, and that's not what we're in business to do. We're not in business that way, and we just not feel comfortable doing that. We're not going to acquiesce and capitulate to, because they felt like Ivan was getting taken advantage of, and they said, "We're sorry, man. We're just not going to do this."
Right, and that's all I was saying was he was so hurt. I remember when it happened, the day it happened, I was actually watching another show when it actually happened in real time, and BLK did what they could do to not all the way. They didn't give him what he wanted, but they were trying to appease Joe LaGuardia, whatever his name is, and he wasn't having it because he wanted, as you say, these ridiculous ass demands, and then BLK was like, we can't do that, you know what I'm saying? And probably just like, you know what, nah, whatever. And to me, what that amounts to is Joe LaGuardia did that shit out of spite. He was being greedy. However, whatever umbrella we want to put it under, I call that sabotage also. That's what I call it. I don't nobody have to agree with that terminology, but what else can you call it? Like, to me,
he overplayed his hand.
Shit.
I think he overplayed his hand. He thought like, okay, they want Ivan. They got him in bed. They already putting the posters out. He didn't think they was going to switch him out for like about 5 weeks out. They switched him out.
And he waited. That's the funny thing, because you know this was brewing since the year before. You know, I would take it back, and I don't know this for sure, but I would almost bet you can go back as far as October, some time frame. Because I remember when AB was saying, I ain't gonna tell you, I can't say nothing yet. So you already knew from the jump when they was making this fight. You waited strategically. Again, this is why I call sabotage. I don't like motherfuckers like that. Joe LaGuardia, whatever his fucking name is, any fighters out there should run from his ass.
Yeah, and Ivan's trying to get out that contract right now. And I asked him, I was like, well, shit, can you buy your way out? He was like, well, do you think that's fair? He hasn't done anything for it. I didn't want to hurt his feelings, but I was like, don't matter if it's fair or not. If that's an avenue you can explore, you need to take that. He was like, but he ain't got me no fight. You know, he signed me, telling me he was going to get me a fight. But I never got that fight. That fight just went away. No different from, I think this just happened with, what's the guy name? Didn't he sign with Boxer? He was supposed to fight, he was going to fight Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall. In between Boxer, that, he signed. Then he signed with Boxer, Jack Catterall.
I don't know, but that fight fell through with Jack Catterall and Josh
Taylor. But Jack Catterall
had
just signed a deal, though. You get what I'm saying? So if I sign a deal with you and you're supposed to give me a fight, that fight fall through, shouldn't I get to leave?
But you gotta, but I guess these fighters, and I can't say you'll always know up in the front, but you got to see what they really made of. Because boxers, when they the ones that try to put the jacket on Pro Bellum and fucking besmirch their or assassinate the character of that new organization with Richard Schaefer at the head. Remember, and Richard Schaefer had to take their ass to court in Europe. It was like, how dare you? Do not put that jacket
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah, they just did that. Richard Schaefer had to slap their dick in the mud. It was like, how dare you? You don't put no jackets on me, because a lot of people try to put the jacket with Daniel Canahan on folks and all that stuff. And I was like, yo, man, that's serious. Don't do that to people. Like, unless you know, some things you just don't make moves on, because that's kind of cold-hearted. Because sometimes people can't recuperate from, bad publicity, depending on what it is.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that now.
And that nigga was public enemy #1, and here you go try to destroy Pro Bellum before they can even get off the ground.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He sued Richard Schaefer, files defamation lawsuit against Ben Shalom and Boxer.
Yeah, there you have. Yeah, so you got to look at these people. Like, to me, I call it sabotage. When you put your knees above somebody else's putting in work, come on, what else can you call it? Like, to me, that's just crazy. Like, why would you do that? Oh, and ATL said he need an interview with Bumgarner ASAP.
I got to get one ASAP word too. I promise, but she's super busy. But I'm trying to get one with her. One too.
Yeah.
Why you bullshit?
Mr. Golden, I see you in here. He said, Lady T, hello, my queen. What's good? He said, Big Fish, what's up? Mark Nash, what's up? ATL, what's up? Yeah,
shout out Mr. Golden.
I really did, y'all, and I wasn't saying nothing because I just knew I was gonna be at that fight. Maybe next time, Mark Nash, but I think when I went out and I tried to walk around outside, I was like, girl, you better sit your ass down. You ain't as strong as you think you is. That shit, it's gonna take a minute for me to recuperate. So I'm gonna take my time because I don't want to pass out. And I got this thing about being reliable. If I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but my email is in there. Shit, if you can score me that Keith Thurman, that he was the first and only person I wanted to interview when I first started my channel. I don't know if he think I'm real or whatever, but shit, when I was gonna show up, my homegirl, like I said, live
Are you in Florida?
Nah, my homegirl live right down there in St. Pete area.
So you willing to show up? You willing to do an in-person interview? That's what you're trying to do versus online.
I'll show up.
Okay.
Her boyfriend know people. Her boyfriend know Winky Wright, and he know all of them. My friends, my best friend for over 20 years. Her man know these people.
Damn, why you ain't got Winky on the show? I'd love to talk to Winky.
Shit. I would love to talk to him too, but Mark Nash, I'm not as popular as most of y'all are.
That's part of it. That is part of it, though, right? You got to write a good letter. I ain't gonna lie. It ain't like I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know all these people. I know how to write a good letter.
Right.
And my letter usually be enough where people like, all right, I'll talk to you. You know what I'm saying? And then from there,
to the fighter.
Pretty much, I shoot them a DM or IG, and I just know how to write a good letter, man. It's hard to tell me no. You be like, damn, Mark, hey, look, my letter sound like you'll be doing it for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like, damn.
I feel you.
Like, I
think I could think of some things to pull at somebody's heartstrings, but for real, I be taking in consideration. I'm not as popular as most of the YouTube channels. I'm getting there. And I don't mind the hard work and getting it from the mud. And then, this is a boys club, so to speak.
That's part of your letter right there. Everything you just said need to be in your letter.
Okay, I got
I ain't even gonna hold you. That need to be in your letter right there. I'm not as big as these other YouTube channels. I know it's about blah, blah, blah. I know my boxing, though. Tell them a little bit about your military history. All that. Yeah, write a good letter.
Yeah. I got you, nigga. I'm on the case.
Send it to me. Send it to me. I'll proofread it and I'll add some sauce to it for you. But yeah, but chances are, if I've talked to somebody once, I can talk to them again. Or they know, but it's a small club, so they all know each other. So
right.
Chances are, they can get them on the phone for me.
And my cousin, she just was in that movie, I Want to Dance. She was a backup singer. My cousin.
I know that. What's that? I don't know that
First
movie.
Cousin, like that. Yeah, it's I Want to Dance with the Whitney Houston joint that came out in
Oh,
December.
joint. Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got the UK girl playing Whitney Houston.
And then I got a cousin that has a TV series. I don't even watch the thing, but it's supposed to be real popular, but it's not like stuff we watch. Let me just say it like that. Stuff that I would typically watch, but nonetheless it's popular, whatever. I got some celebrity friends. My nephew know a lot of celebrities. He do a lot. So but I mean, again, I don't mind getting it from the mud. I do it because I love it. Big Fish, you still with us? You got quiet on us.
Yeah, I'm still with you, Miss T.
Okay. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll try to fine tune it or whatever and all that stuff. But I try to be as honest with the boxing thing as we can. I do speculate. I don't mind saying I believe. I speculate. I don't mind saying I could be wrong. And I think that's what this YouTube community, boxing content creators, we need to do. That's what we need to lead with. Well, I think, I believe. I may be wrong, because otherwise we putting stuff out like it's gospel, and it ain't always the case. And we be ruining boxing, in my opinion, because you get people all up in their feelings and wanting to do this and wanting to believe that and all that. And I'm gonna say y'all, PBC, BLK might be an avenue for y'all going forward. And I have a challenge to everybody who's listening on this panel. Tomorrow there's a fight. Let me pull it up on Showtime. This has happened to me twice, and I hope it don't show me to be a liar. Y'all see this on the schedule? Let me see. I'm gonna show y'all the schedule where it says Holmes versus Valerio. I have tried in the past 2 occasions this year to go to Showtime at the designated time and place, and there was no fight. Can anybody explain that?
Nope.
Nobody.
I don't know what. Can you tell me what event you were talking about?
Like you
or
see
do you
how
remember
on
the
this,
fight?
I don't remember the name. These were like people like you wouldn't know. We go to them. Do y'all know Holmes versus Valerio? Do y'all know these
Yeah.
fighters?
They supposed to be. Yeah, I know that fight is gonna be on Showtime
Tomorrow, right?
supposedly. Yeah, I'm logging into my Showtime app right now because somebody told me this the other day. Ms. T. They told me their Showtime cable. She said she got Showtime the actual cable. And the fight, what was the fight we just saw on Showtime last? It was
the last fight.
What's the last fight we just saw on Showtime?
Tank.
No, not Tank. It was a Showtime fight, not a Showtime pay-per-view. Oh,
yeah.
Vargas. Oshaki Vargas. I mean, Ray Vargas versus Oshaki Foster. That was last week, right? She was like, I can't watch that on my TV. She said,
exactly.
Which I thought was crazy. I was like, but I got the app. I saw my laptop and on my app. She was like,
exactly.
Yep, I paid. So I didn't know. Do you have cable? Is that what it is?
I got cable. I got Showtime twice. I paid for Showtime through my Roku, and that's for my TV over here by my computer. And I paid for Showtime on my cable with Xfinity. And I'm telling you, I was at the designated place at the designated time, and no fight came on.
That's crazy. Never heard of it. And it costs more. Showtime costs more on your cable than it costs for me on the app.
Right. So like the one on the Roku is $10 a month, and my one on the on my cable is $14 a month.
See what I'm saying? So yeah, I just canceled my Showtime. I just canceled my Showtime on Saturday because they giving out free 30 days. So I'm gonna give me a free 30. I'm gonna give me a free month.
Miss T, you pay about $450 a month on boxing.
I used to, Big Fish, when I used to buy every fight regardless. I don't do that no more.
Miss T, you got an LLC for your show?
Nah, I don't. I
You
ain't
can
moved that fast.
get an
I need
LLC.
to
You can write all them off.
write all those
Paper, yeah, the
pay-per-views
paper,
and the
yeah.
fights.
Yeah, you go to the fight, the ticket for the fight, the purchase of the pay-per-view, food, gas, all of that. You can that's tax deductible. They'll give you a refund for that. Anything you spend.
Miss T, you can get this streaming app. I could put it in the private chat. You could just pay $24.99 a month, and you can get all the fights for just $24.99.
I put
Is
it
it clear?
Put it in the private. Go on and put
Hey,
that
look.
up.
Hey, Big Fish, do you got I got a homeboy on my channel. His name Derek Lincoln, the Big Fish too. Do you have to know how to crack a Fire Stick to do that, or you just download it and pay?
No, you just download it and pay. And it's an app that you gotta download.
That's it.
It's that.
Big Fish, put that
How about your phone?
chat.
Can you do it on your phone too?
It's on. Yeah, you get up to like 4 devices. You get your phone, laptop, TV. You can, mirror your phone.
Yeah. Casting and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put it in the private chat. Look, my pen ready, Big Fish.
Yeah, when they when they put a good fight on worth buying, I pay for it. Sometimes that industry is no stream is perfect, but the one I'm talking about, man, that A1 every fight.
That's what's up.
Yeah, like these last pay-per-views, like, nah, come on. Not paying for that. The Tank Davis and that last fight, you bought that, Miss T?
Nah, I do the Cousin Pete routine. I go over to because I know people who be buying the fight religion.
She said the Cousin Pete.
Yeah, I'd be like, Cousin Pete, you remember? It's me, TT, little TT, Cousin Pete. They be like, oh, Cousin Pete, what bring you over here?
I got you, Miss T. Hold on.
I'd be like, I'll be like, oh, in my head, I'm like, the fight, nigga. Shit. That's why I'm over here. What you got on it? Now, if I go in there, Big Fish and ATL, and they be like, we ain't got the fight. I'll be like, oh, I was just in the neighborhood shot. I was just, and I keep it pushing. Big Fish, put that joint in the private chat, nigga. I got my pen ready.
I just sent you some, Mitty.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, Miss T. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got kicked off, but so the private chat is gone for me. If you can drop it again, I appreciate it.
The private chat is up. I mean, it's still in there.
Not. Oh, okay. No. Okay. There we go.
General Big Fish. Okay, I got you. Let me see. I'm about
to. Hey, Miss T, this is what you got to do when you first sign up. You got to do the 3-day trial first, for free. It won't. If you try to bypass that and just straight up buy it, it won't work for some reason. They make you do the 3-day trial first.
You get my message, Miss T?
Yeah, I got it. ATL.
You could look it up on your phone on Google and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay. And since we all advocating, let me advocate what y'all think I'm gonna advocate. Y'all know me.
Water.
Nah. If y'all don't go out and get this for your household, I don't know what to tell you.
What is this? Aqua Bliss?
Yeah. If y'all
this a shower head?
Yep, a shower head and a filter. And as y'all know, I deal with allergies. Mark Nash, I know you ain't been over here a lot, but everybody over here know I deal with allergies real bad. And so I learned a lot of stuff later in life. So I'm a person that when I learn stuff, I always share, because nobody, in my opinion, in my lifetime, my one regret is that I didn't have people sharing with me like, girl, you should try this. You should try that. It would have saved me a lot of trouble, headache, medical bills, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to tell you, every good home should have this. I done found the link, a short link. You guys can go to Amazon, type this in, or you can type it in and it'll take you to Amazon. Then go from there. Amazon got you from there. and you can go buy this. And I'm telling you, if you got problems with growing your hair, nails, if you got skin disorders, skin tags, if you break out in rashes or whatever the fuck, the point is you don't want contaminated water touching your skin. And the stuff that they use to treat water these days is contaminated in the sense it's toxic.
Yeah,
And
hey,
then
that's crazy, Miss T. I'm looking at this, and I've seen you post this before, this picture, but I never really paid attention to what it was. That's crazy. That's a great invention, because just like that Ohio thing, I probably shouldn't even bring that up. But yeah, something like that, getting on your skin through the shower. Oh man.
Yeah, and we supposed to change out our shower heads every 6 months, because weather and corrosion goes by regardless. You know, once something touch water, it's already gonna start the corrosive process. And so you got to think that water that's already toxic creeping through your shower head, that's corroded, touching your skin, seeping through your pores into your body, fucking you all up. So a hint to the why should be sufficient. I am big on this shit right here. This right here. You might not have a problem, but maybe your kids do. If you got dry skin, or to the women who can't seem to get their hair to growing, it's because them toxins make your head swollen. Your skin, you got like 4 or 5 layers of skin, and the bottom layer be swollen. You just can't feel it. And if y'all know anything about swelling, hair doesn't grow through swelling.
Hey, Miss T, you need to sell LeBron one of these.
Kevin Durant.
Yo.
Boy, y'all going downhill now.
Kevin Durant.
Yes, I'm about tired of his head. I'm like, dude, what is he? Anti-brush the hair?
Just let it go.
Shit,
just do the bald head, bro. If you ain't gonna brush your hair, knowing you gonna be on national TV, man, he like got an ant farm on his head.
Don't he though?
T,
what's up?
I got some more information for y'all, man, because I've been going through it personally myself, man. If you are bald, you know what I'm saying, you want to grow your hair back naturally, boil you some rosemary, with whatever oils that you like, and I promise you'll grow your hair back. You talking to a person that used to be bald that's growing his hair back. So rosemary and whatever kind of chemicals or whatever you put in your hair will help you regrow your hair.
Ooh, ATL, you about to have me back right. I'm about to have that.
Hey, Mark Nash, we be holistic over here. I love that holistic stuff because that shit work. He ain't never lied. So, another way to do it, a cheap way, get you some coconut, 100% coconut oil.
Yep.
Put that shit in your hair. I mean, slop it in. Put one of the bags on it. Sit there for like 4 hours, and then wash your hair with conditioner, not shampoo.
Hold on, say that again. You said how you do the rosemary? You boil
the rosemary, you can boil it. Like if you got any kind of oil that you use, you gonna boil it. You get fresh rosemary and you boil it, and the juice is gonna come out. The water gonna turn green.
Yeah,
like is that a plant? Is rosemary?
Yes, a plant. It's a natural plant.
Yeah.
Whatever oils that you use or want to use, you put it in the pot with the rosemary and you let it infuse and mix it together. Then put it whatever bottle you use or whatever. Put it on your scalp. You know what I'm saying? Not every day, but like maybe once or 2 times a week. You know what I'm saying? And once you put in your hair, I'm telling you, you will feel your scalp getting better. It opened up your pores. It helped blood flow through your pores that was dead. You know what I'm saying?
Rid of the toxins. That's what it does.
Yeah, and that's the main ingredient that they use in all this hair stuff, like just for men. Yeah. Minoxidil, rosemary is the number 1 ingredient. So
can you put that on your cheeks too? Because my beard.
Whatever you want to put it.
The problem why people don't grow hair is
it helps your blood flow.
It's swelling, and what he's saying, the blood flow is swelling. If y'all think about it, whenever you had a swelling anywhere in your body, didn't you notice that the hair went away? Hair does not grow through swelling. That's your goal. Get rid of the swelling. What he just told you gets rid of swelling, and what he said, the blood flow,
And it helps
and
your
the same
blood
thing
flow
I
back.
said.
It gets your blood back flowing so your hair can grow on that spot, and you will feel it. If
And
you
this
do it
shower
for the first
does it
time,
too.
if you put that in your head, you're gonna feel it opening up your pores, and you're gonna be like, okay, it's tingling. Okay, what's going on here? I've been doing it for 2.5 months, and
Yeah.
I'm not bald anymore. I got like the old Ti even Steven right now, but I say by March and April, you know what I'm saying, I'll be getting that fade again.
Hey, Miss T.
Hey,
Miss
welcome
T,
home.
Hold on. And for the women, my lady edges was fucked up.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say
since
that.
she started doing it, her edges is back strong, like did ever. Strong, you know what I'm saying? So it do work, and these is facts because we done did it together. So
I started this filter 2 months ago. I put this filter on my shower. You don't need no tools or nothing. I put that joint on it. You got, like I said, change out the filters. And then I use it because, again, the contamination is not getting in my head no more. Once it hit that filter, it holds all that contaminants. By the time the water hits you, it's pure water. So the swelling that you get because you have contaminants in your scalp and in your head, that goes away. That's what all the stuff that we saying is doing that same thing. It's getting rid of the swelling. It's causing your blood to flow. I haven't had edges since I had cancer when I was 24, and I got edges in 2 months. So he ain't lying. We ain't lying. Y'all get that in your life. But for skin tags, you know how people get skin tags on your body? All that shit'll go away too.
So rosemary leaves though is the key though. Start with the rosemary leaves and a shower filter.
Yep.
All of that work is what I'm saying.
All
it's
that
1,000 ways.
Okay.
You can do the rosemary. You can do the shower.
It ain't gonna do nothing but overkill. I can grow rosemary. My aunt got rosemary plants. I can go get some fresh rosemary out of her garden.
Yeah, you boil stuff
let
like
me see
a
if
tea.
I can show you. Let me see.
You make like a tea. Every plant that you got, you can boil it and make it like a tea. And it's that
I had some weed tea. I had some weed tea back when I was in Baltimore. I didn't even know. Yeah, I was in Baltimore. I didn't even know you could have that. My boy was like, my cousin, he was riding around. Like,
but look,
oh man, you gotta
look.
Go ahead.
Show y'all. Look, hold on. I was bald, but if you could see how my shit's kind of growing,
she got the aqua bliss on the screen. I can't see.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hold on, huh? And we got take it off. Go ahead, ATL, do it again.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was bald, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I got little strings in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea, the whole concept is you guys are experiencing swelling. That's why your hair isn't growing, girls and guys. Do whatever you got to do to take away swelling. Do the rosemary. Get the shower filter. Get the shower head. That shower head that's like a massage. Get all that. It's overkill. You're going to start growing hair. You're going to be like, what? This all I had to do? Yep, that's all you had to do.
ATL, your TV in the background. Is that your TV?
Yeah, he got cut the sound in the back, ATL. But yeah, that's what you do. It's just all you doing is getting rid of the toxin out your skin. Your skin is the biggest organ on your body. And when you put stuff on your skin, believe it or not, it seeps through. A lot of people think the skin is a barrier and nothing gets through. It gets through and it causes havoc. You don't feel it. You don't feel that your head is swollen, but it is swollen. And that's why you ain't growing no hair. So rosemary would take toxins out. This shower would keep toxins out. This filter and shit.
I put something in the private chat. Now this isn't all natural like the stuff y'all use, but I remember I went to the barber and I was about to go to Jamaica for like a week, and I was like, damn man, he's busy, and I gotta go. So I was like, I let his son cut my hair, and I just got what my man got. I got that Jay-Z 96, line up even all the way over one guard, you know what I'm saying, against the grain, like a little baby boy cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as my hair is growing back, it's a spot on the rear of my head and no hair is growing there. And as my hair is growing again, that patch is still there. And I asked my barber when I go back to my regular barber, you know, a couple weeks later, he was like, yeah, man, you're getting old. I was like, nah, bro. I was like, my hair been there. He was like, but you never got your hair cut this low. I was like, nah. So some time go by and feel like the spot is getting bigger. Like it's like 2 months later to the point now when he's cutting my hair and giving me my fade, my darker fade, he got to spray something right there. So he's telling me,
no, don't even spray paint your head here. No.
Hold on. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what he did, right? So I go, you know, I'm a vet. So I go to the VA. I talked to my doctor and he was like, yeah, you got alopecia. I said, hold up, bruh. Nah. I said, I don't go to the barbershop without alopecia, get out the chair, and I got alopecia now. That ain't how alopecia works.
It's an autoimmune disorder.
No, so right. So I was like, that ain't how it works. So he was like, yeah. So he told me go take some Rogaine. Took some Rogaine, hair still growing back, and I came back to him. I said, hey man, this is getting bigger. And then he just tells me like, yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, man, blah blah blah. He said, look at me, like it just happens. I get upset. I tell him, I said, well, with all due respect, I want to go to the next level because I don't think that's right what you're telling me. So I want to go to dermatology. He tells me they kind of backed up. I go to the patient advocacy rep. And I just tell patient advocacy rep and I just say, look, my doctor don't take my hair loss in this situation serious because he already bald. I want to go to the specialist. Why can't I go to the specialist? You know what they did? Sent my ass to the specialist, took me upstairs, and that guy zoomed in and took a lot of pictures. They put like a camera with like a little piece of plastic on it with a super duper lens, took a bunch of pictures, and they say either the dermatologist gonna call you for an appointment or they'll send you a letter. You get what I'm saying? If they send you a letter, chances are they'll send you some medicine, like you don't need to come in, this is what you got going on, they'll just give you the medicine. And if that don't work, call them back, then you'll get the appointment. You know, it's real backed up. They gave me 2 tubes of this stuff that you got, I'll put in the private chat for y'all. Okay. I did not get through 1 tube. My hair is back, full, flowing. Now I need a haircut, so I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I got all of my hair, you know what I'm saying?
I see. Look at that. Okay.
Now it's gray. It's gray up in here. Now I ain't never had no pretty good hairline, but nah, man. So I told him, I was like, I don't accept that. Like, I just don't accept that you just telling me I'm bald. Because what was happening, I was scratching. It was itchy. So I was like, man, this dude clippers probably won't clean. Simple as that. You know, I'm going with the basic. Like, hold up, man. This just like, nah, I'm itching. Like, yo, his clippers probably won't clean. He was like, well, he cut some other people after you. And I said, bro, you probably getting defensive because that's your son. You know what I'm saying? But it's very possible he cleaned them after me. Or he didn't clean them good. Or maybe somebody else did have a problem. And I'm just telling you, this ain't normal for me. And sure enough, I took that cream. I didn't even finish half the tube. My hair was back, and that patch had filled in.
So I would say this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would say that. I'm sorry. No, I would say this. Autoimmune disorders is one of them things, and this is what I be advocating all the time. Everybody know this. Autoimmune disorder is something that comes on you over time. You are born with it. You can't catch it. You can't give it to nobody. You're going to have it. And over your course of your life, certain things will turn on. Like I have autoimmune disorders. And it's very debilitating. And all it is when your body attacks itself. So whatever normally is supposed to happen, your body attacks it. It attacks joints. This is how people get rotator cuff injuries and they don't remember what they did to get it, or knee injuries and they don't know what they did to get it. And everybody's either severe or mild or minor or whatever. But you know, for me, I have it severely. So like rheumatoid arthritis, I was never going to get it as a teenager or as a 20 or 30 something year old. I got it in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? So that's what autoimmune disorders do. Your alopecia was going to come. It come when it come for you. It might come at different times for others. I know women in their 20s who got alopecia, and that's the
But I don't got alopecia though. That's my whole point. I didn't have alopecia. It was some kind of back. I'm positive the alopecia won't just go away. The alopecia is it's just gonna keep happening. That's my whole point. This right here, that cream he gave me was for contact dermatitis.
Yeah,
stuff like that, or subherent dermatitis. That's like just a rash. It's like some kind of bacteria.
That's autoimmune disorders. That's still in that realm.
This stuff right here came from. I'm telling you what they told me. Okay. What I had was along the lines of could have been like a ringworm.
Yeah, dermatitis is a part of autoimmune disorder, and people get it. But again, what people don't understand about autoimmune disorders, yours can be very minute and minor. And even though they could come up with things to explain it, if you had not had autoimmune disorders, you wouldn't develop it. And autoimmune disorders, the cure to that, if there's a cure, because there's no cure. But if you're going to say it's the cure, is how you eat and your environment. Those are the two culprits that make you have these breakouts. Dermatitis is a part of eczema family, and that's autoimmune altogether. That means you have an overactive immune system.
But also poison ivy causes problems too. Now, do I have an autoimmune? But am I, or was I exposed to poison ivy? Well, you got poison ivy. I give you something for the poison ivy, it goes away. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but how you gonna be able to tell if you got autoimmune disorders? One day in y'all spare time, y'all don't have to look up autoimmune disorders and all the autoimmune disorders that come under that umbrella, and then just start paying attention to yourself and see if you keep developing certain things. If you are prone to certain things and you keep developing it, that's because you have it. You change the way you eat, you change your environment. Like he said, putting that rosemary, that's a cure. That's kind of like you're feeding yourself. Putting that rosemary is going to get rid of the toxins, because what it's basically saying, your body can't handle toxin on a small level. Chlorine, bromide, fluoride, calcium is all in the water. That how they treat water. That shit is very toxic to me. It might not be toxic to y'all. But if I'm catching hell from dealing with that stuff, then that's because I have that propensity for autoimmune disorders. So my answer is to not be involved or engaged with the toxin. That's my only cure. I can't get rid of autoimmune disorder. I can stop it from coming into my body. That's all I can do. And once you get rid of it out your body, then you will seem like you don't have this problem, and you will have, it'll fix itself. Change the way you eat and change your environment. But you can't teach an old dog new trick. I like steak, goddammit. I need my steak every now and then, but my steak don't like me. You know what I'm saying? So I eat it. It's good. It tastes good. It's all good when it go down, but I got to pay for that shit later. That's what I'm saying. So if I take the steak out completely, I'll never have this problem. That's all I'm saying. And dermatitis is a part of eczema. It just is. It's in that family. And all that is you have a overactive immune system. That's all that is. There's pros and cons to that, though. There's pros and cons, but your body attacks itself. That's all it is. That's all it is. So, I hope I don't confuse people. Trust me, y'all. If I'd have known this shit from birth and had to learn how to deal with it, I'd be so much better. But I didn't even know I had autoimmune disorders till I was in my mid to late 30s. So whatever damage I kept getting over the years and didn't understand why, it is what it is. And I've had the medicines. They give me this to get rid of that. They say, oh, you got this. Here, take this. Here, take that. And it works. It calms it down, but it don't ever get rid of it. So Not saying that's what they diagnosed you, Mark. Roll
Oh
with me.
nah.
Roll.
They gave look, I'm good. Look, like I said, this was years ago. Like my daughter's 3, so this was about 2 years before she was born. So
right.
I grew up. I've had cornrows and braids since then.
Mm-hmm.
So
and gray hair is hair bubbles. It's air bubbles. It's not hair bubbles. Air bubbles in your follicles is when your melanin sites deplete itself, and I don't know why they would, but everybody got melanin. Well,
smoking causes gray hair too, and I know that dehydration and stuff like that. And I know I was smoking.
Melanin sites at the end of your follicles, when they deplete, then people will get air bubbles in their follicles, and that's what make their hair go gray.
And some people it's hereditary too. Cause I had this friend named Anquan, and I remember Anquan since we've been in like middle school, he had gray hair, and by the time we were about to join I was about to join the army. We was in high school. He had salt and pepper like all over, right? And by the time we looked up, probably like another 10 years later, probably like 30 now, he had a full set of gray hair. Like, what's the boxer, Beefy? You know how Beefy had a full set of gray hair? He fought Chris Eubanks Jr.
I can't think of him.
Liam Smith. Ain't it Liam Smith?
Oh, yeah, that dude.
Beefy.
Yeah, he gray as hell. Yeah.
Liam Smith is, I think Liam Smith is 34 years old. He looks like what's the white dude? Man. He look like George Clooney.
Yeah, my siblings, they all gray. They way gray. I barely got a couple of grays in my hair. And I'm one of the oldest ones. So, but it's genetic. It is genetics, your propensity to have this problem, but it really is your melanin. When your melanin sites meaning cells, because when you got color, when you're a person of color, you actually have melanin cells that causes you to have color, and when they are destroyed or depleted, stand by for your gray. It's coming.
For sure. Well, I'm going to talk to you on the next one. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it, Mark Nash. Thanks for coming in. But as you see, we be a variety show. We try to talk about any and everything. We share information. I hope you and Big Fish. Well, Big Fish, I know you gonna get in on that rosemary.
Yeah, I'm already outside looking for some.
I rock with Big Fish. I be hearing him over there on my boy E3 channel all the time. And he be over there with Mr. IO, so I'm familiar with the general Big Fish. This the quietest I ever heard him though. Shit. I ain't never heard him this quiet.
He taking in that information. ATL, I'm gonna need you to start posting your recipes.
What?
Yeah, and film the process too. Take some pictures of the process like once a month or once every 3 weeks.
I got you. I promise you.
Yeah, we need that, bro. Because if not, people just gonna look at you one day, and your hair gonna be flowing down your back like Rick James, and you're gonna be like, man, I started like you, and they're gonna be like, no, you didn't. You was born like that. You like, nah, man, I started like
special barbers.
Bro,
started from the bottom. Now I'm here.
They're gonna think you got a sew in or something. Your hair be down your back like Snoop Dogg.
I'm gonna bring it all the way out in the spring when I had that tight fade on y'all there.
Just don't have no. Hey, look, I just don't want to see you with no perm and the hair flowing. Don't get bougie on us now. Don't get bougie and have no lace front, no perm.
Yeah, no.
Miss ATL, we gonna be flossing right with our new edges.
Hey,
there you go.
Yeah. Ooh, mine's already getting. Ooh.
I know
that's right.
Ooh,
that's right. Well, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. I really enjoyed y'all, man. This was fun. I felt right at home. Thanks for making me feel at home, man.
Every time, bro.
No problem. Anytime.
All right, boss.
All right. Yeah. My brother. Peace. Thank you, sister.
Peace.
All right.
Yeah, y'all go out and get those things and try those new remedies out. And again, overkill. It's 1,000 ways to skin a fish. And just do all of them. Shit. ATL's remedy, he over there making teas. Hey, he making elixirs and shit. And I'm talking about the shower and the goddamn and the filter.
Hey, is there any plant that help you learn how to throw an uppercut? Y'all might want to send that.
I knew it was a logo somewhere.
Look, cruciferous vegetables. That's what it is. Spinach, kale, and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
House.
yeah, some mixed vegetables.
Yeah, I would tell y'all too. You know those teas out there. I'm about to come out with y'all know I'm famous for recommending products. That yogi tea. Have anybody heard of that yogi tea?
I don't drink no damn tea.
Miss ATL, you heard of the yogi tea?
We ain't part of tea party.
I heard of it, but I don't think I have.
Man, any of them teas that
I
be
be
saying
drinking
it
that elderberry tea.
Yeah, if it say do it, yeah,
The last tea I drank was mullein leaf tea.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, put that out again.
Yeah, I forgot the mullein leaf tea.
Yeah, hey, I ordered it.
You can make a tea out of it, or it's best smoked with marijuana.
I ordered it. You know I did. But I would tell y'all, when y'all do these teas, don't put no sugar in it. That's the trick.
No sugar.
No sugar. If you gotta have it sweet,
honey. Yeah, I use honey.
Get your locally grown honey.
Yeah.
And put that joint in there, and
whatever
that tea says.
Share with your family and friends that sugar is bad for you. It's bad for me. It's bad for anybody. If you want to get better in your life and you want to be healthy, let go of the sugar right now.
Man-made. You know me and ATL, we differ on that one.
Let go of the sugar.
Honey, yeah, honey. And I don't like honey.
More people than drugs, alcohol, anything, bro. And these facts.
He said, what about royal honey? Yeah, that's good. Honey. I don't even like honey, but I put it in my tea, and whatever the tea said it's gonna do, when you add honey, it does it.
Miss T, y'all got a Popeyes where y'all at?
Yeah, we got a Popeyes.
You eat Popeyes?
Nah, no more.
Not no more. But when you used to, you ain't put honey on your chicken and biscuits?
I hate honey. Nah, I never like honey.
We need that Louisiana hot sauce on that bitch.
Man, y'all true.
I don't even like watermelon. But I mean, I like watermelon candy. I don't like watermelon. But I don't like cucumber.
You don't like watermelon? Where you from?
I don't know. I think I was.
She said, I don't know.
I think the stork made a mistake, delivering me to the wrong family. I know my family loved watermelon. I never did.
Miss T was born in Belgium or something.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Not Belgium.
Miss T was born with missing enzymes and shit.
Hey, I just see breaking news. Another train didn't derail with hazardous materials. Man, they playing.
Oh shit! Yeah, damn.
Yeah, they trying to kill a nigga on the low.
Yeah, they playing.
And they want people to take train rides, nigga. I stick to the highway.
I don't even care no more, man. Shit, well, it is what it is, man. This world fucking crazy.
Yeah, we just have to be safe. Definitely get the rosemary, Big Fish, and we gonna come back and we gonna do an update. Get the rosemary, and definitely y'all get that damn shower filter.
Hey, my people's already ordered. My people's over here. She said she's finna order that shit in her cart.
Hell yeah! Look, there you go. If y'all need to write that that shortcut, the website thing down, it'll take you to Amazon. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you that damn shower head massage, that shit the truth.
She said the first time she got it, she molested herself in the shower.
Shit. Okay.
I'm just playing with you.
I don't blame you.
Look, hey, I don't blame you neither. I can tell you it's possible.
So you tell us it was multifunctional.
Oh, Big Fish is multifunctional.
He said he ain't tell me it was multifunctional.
Yeah, she got the good. She got the 9-speed.
Miss
Miss T, I don't blame you if you did. Look, I'm right on with you. Because soon as I get it, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Well, look, why mess up my night? Don't you know? Shit.
For real.
I'm tell you, if it's gonna do the damn thing, do the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Not They got 9 settings for a reason.
9 settings.
For a reason, for real.
You just made me count.
That sounds like looking at them settings. I just want to go try one out right now. You got it right now.
Hey, look, I ain't lying. Look, girl, the first time I hooked that shit up, I was taking like 3-4 showers.
Hey, Miss T, look at that one. Look at the one in the bottom right corner. I know y'all don't use that one.
Well, hey, he's at the bottom right corner.
That right.
Miss T is the one in the middle at the bottom.
Nah, Miss T is number 2. Number 2 and number 3.
Hey, Miss
T use number goddamn 8.
Hey, let me get a number 43, please.
I know, right? And number 7, please.
I was about to say number 7 right there. That one.
Let me get a 7128.
Yeah. Ain't playing. And look, and Miss ATL, sleep like a baby.
Exactly. Good night.
So will. After that thing clean, I'm bad.
Look, I'm cleaning all the crevices.
Everywhere.
How did Rasputia say? I'ma submerge this ass. Hey, shit. How you submerge your ass in the shower, but it's possible.
Yeah, that's not me. It is for real.
I'm gonna tell you, and my nails are growing. Y'all don't understand. I never have nails. I keep biting them off because I bite my nails, but I have never had my nails grow this damn fast in a long time. And like, I'm wondering why the hell I'm growing nails, and I forget that this shower filter do though. But it's a good thing, and I'm happy to share that with y'all. I wish somebody told me 15 years ago.
I mean, I need one.
She says what it is.
It's 11 something.
It probably would have saved my marriage. Let me stop.
You stupid. Yeah, no, Miss T.
I'm just joking. I'd have been like, boy, go to sleep. I'd be like, boy, go to sleep. I got this. I'm just joking. But anywho, y'all thank y'all for coming through. Anything final words that y'all got, Big Fish? ATL, what y'all got?
Hey man, you know, stay real, keep it real out here, man. Watch your back. You know what I'm saying? Shit real out here, man. Shit ain't no game. You know what I'm saying? Live your life, stay healthy, drink your water. Do whatever you gotta do, man, to survive, man, and keep your family safe, man. You know, I love everybody. I want everybody to prosper. I feel like this is the year for change, not only in the boxing game, but just in life in general, man. And we got to keep spreading positive shit out there, man, to get people to know certain shit and change their life. And hopefully they can live the rest of their life for the better, man, and not suffer because they have lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And when y'all know something, do share. Stop holding that shit. Stop being stingy. What you got on the Big Fish?
Oh man, shout out to Aqua Bliss. This show was sponsored by Aqua Bliss. I'm about to go order me 3 of them boys. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on, Miss T. It's been a minute since I came on your panel, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, blessings to you and your family. I know you've been going through some things and all that, so I'm just sending prayers your way, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all, and y'all pay attention to those things when they be saying people at risk with COVID. Even though we coming out of COVID, I think May that whole COVID thing is coming to an end, and be careful out there. If you don't think about yourself, think about the people, your loved ones around you. Because those risk factors can cause COVID to go all the way left or all the way right, in a different kind of manner. Like, exactly. That shit is real. I'm living proof. All I had was an asthma attack. My COVID by itself wouldn't have did shit. I would have told y'all like, oh, I just had a cough, a migraine, and that's about it. A dry cough. That's what I would have told y'all. But when I had threw in the asthma attack, oh my God, I almost lost my life. So That shit is real. So protect others, even if you're not caring about. Yeah.
Go to town.
Yeah, if you ain't caring about protecting yourselves or something. But do that. Stay safe out there. Thank y'all for coming through. And then the words of Pamela James. Peace. Have a good one, y'all.